So instead of going, he's like this. And then just as he went to bend down, he looked up and someone's like, you know what I mean? Like straight through. And he literally, because my dad's the most patient driver, instead of just going, he's...
Till I get my money right. Oh, I had a dream I could buy my way to heaven. When I awoke, I spent it on a necklace.
Oh,
Salud.
Oh God, I could something on a heaven.
Salud. Salud.
Cheers, my boys. If you're watching on the YouTube, we have whipped out the whiskeys again. It's been like a month we've been dry.
And Iggy did not use any RSA techniques. He free poured the shit out of these.
I've had 2 coffees today too. I'm fucking zinging, man.
Let's go.
Woo.
As always, this episode is brought to you by the Creatine Lab. Go get yourself a jar of creatine, as well as the Hydro Grip. If you need a gym bottle, there's no better gym bottle than Hydro Grip, man. Check them out.
2 Australian companies. 10% goes to Sydney's Children's Hospital for the Hydro Grip, which is amazing. We love it. I'm going to return to Instagram maybe tonight or tomorrow. Because I'm literally got 2 songs left on my album and they're the collabs. So I'm going to reactivate this shit. I'm going to fucking call everyone a bunch of fucking dirty normies online, and then I'm going to hit these boys up. If they're not ready, I'm releasing it. I might send one to you maybe, because I know I'll get a verse back in a couple of days if that. Quickly polish that up and then done.
Yeah, it's pretty funny that
done.
I'm pretty much at the same stage of my album.
Yeah.
I got 2 more
songs.
singles dropping, and then I got the exclusives, which I'm just pretty much waiting on other verses and people to get back to me, and that's it. And then I'll drop the album, man. So we're pretty much, we didn't even time this or plan this. 2 completely independent projects, and they just happen to kind of be at the same time.
DZ showed me a little sneak peek of one of his tracks, bro. It was like, do you know like the Kendrick, the Drake beef, how... What's it like?
Not Like Us,
TV Off, all those songs.
It's bopping, man.
He has a bopping song coming up soon, and it's just like, man, just hearing the cunt rap, I'm like, fuck.
Is
bro.
it a collab?
No, it's just me. It's one of my. There was this dude, right?
Probably his strongest song hook wise, I reckon, as well.
It's one of my favorite songs I recorded in a while. And this dude, it's funny. This dude messaged me on Instagram, and I get heaps of these. And the dude's like, "Hey man, you're cool. Whatever. You should check out my beats or whatever." I was like, "Yeah, whatever." And I left it for a couple of days. I was like, "Sure, I'll check it out." Because I get so many of those messages.
And the beat was actually fire.
And then I went, for some reason, I don't know why I was looking for beats or something. I was like, fuck it. Some guy messaged me the other day. I clicked on it, went to his store, and the beats were exactly what I've been looking for. And I was like, bro, this is actually hectic. And he's a cool German dude too. So that beat was from him. And that beat, though, was pretty different to what I've been looking for. I've been looking for like some kind of elevator music vibey thing to use as an interlude. So I told him, like, bro, I also want to do these. Like, yeah, super cool dude, man. Foremost, I think his name was.
Yeah, cool. Networking, bro.
He'll be on the album. So yeah, that song will be the last single that drops, but in 2 weeks on Sunday, I got the one with you, Night Gloss coming. Then after that will be the one I showed you in the car. And that's it. And then the album will drop after that.
Cool. Exciting times.
Do you have a date for your album?
No, it will definitely be probably the end of July. So we're in July 2nd, so definitely like 2 weeks, 3 weeks from now, depending how quick, if these collabs basically aren't ready, I'm going ahead without them. I know one of them will 100% be ready because they sent me the stuff first, which is great. The other one, again, I don't know. Not trying to talk shit, obviously, but it's the same story. They go, fucking, yeah, man, we'll do it. And then 5 months go by and you're still waiting for fucking 16 bars. You're like, all right, bro, like, come on, like, seriously, like, fucking hell. But, announcement. We have officially now got the FireCast TikTok. Paddy from Joey K's work. We've listened to him. We've got a FireCast TikTok. We have a FireCast Instagram. And we have a FireCast YouTube. Now, we are already uploading clips to the TikTok and the YouTube page. The shorts on the YouTube are already doing amazing. Already one's got like 4K views, over 1K views. There's one that fucking flopped and got 3 views. I don't even know how that's possible. I'm pretty sure that was just me as well rewatching them. So I don't know. See, I don't understand how that is possible on a sea of internet where people are constantly just...
It's almost like netting fish, right? You get most of them, but you're going to have one slip through. Yeah. And maybe your video is always like, you know, at one point or another, maybe when you get past a certain threshold that doesn't happen, but for most people that happens frequently.
I don't understand how's it possible though. It's so bizarre. Yeah. But anyway, so do us a favor. I'm going to have all that stuff in the links below in the description. Please hit us up, follow all of them, comment, subscribe. The YouTube is going to be a little bit of a grind because I've made the decision. I'm obviously not going to have a FireCast YouTube without all the fucking episodes. So I'm now going through uploading all the episodes all the way back from the first fucking episode we done. And I have to say, boys, the way we've improved.
Yeah, we've come a long way.
Even just our flow. So cheers one more time, boys.
Salud. Cheers to this triple shot whiskey that Iggy poured.
But yeah, so guys, do us a massive solid. I know we're always asking you guys to follow us and do this weird shit on different platforms. But
it
please
helps.
Help us out. Especially the OG fan base that we have, we need you guys now more than ever. Follow all the socials, please, because it really helps us fucking push this shit.
I thought that was cool what you were doing with the YouTube. So if you follow the YouTube, the FireCast YouTube, we're still uploading these episodes to your FireCast.
To FriendlyFire,
to FriendlyFire.
Yep.
But
when we catch up,
you're going to stop on the FriendlyFire?
Yes, when we catch up and we're up to date, I will officially stop on the FriendlyFire and then just continue on the FireCast. Hopefully by then we've got at least a couple hundred followers or something.
The core group, And what's cool...
It's almost like training someone up into your job.
Yeah.
And then being and then partying.
Yeah, it's a cool way to do it. And it's cool as well because if you follow it, you can see a lot of the throwback episodes.
Yeah.
So you can just go back. It's like a gallery of the whole thing. So you can kind of go back and... So what, you're uploading there every day or something?
Just whenever I have a couple hours to myself where I sit down, I'll just upload one. Because obviously we know with long videos, it takes at least a couple hours to upload. And back then we're only recording on like a shitty camera. So the upload times are a lot quicker. So I can upload if I really wanted to. If I set time aside, I could do one a day. So that's what I'm trying to do every day, just one upload, some shorts that when this guy sends me shorts, I upload the shorts, etc., etc. And then obviously when we start catching up to the 4K videos, then it's probably going to be a bit slower with the uploads. But if someone's new, it's good content because it's going to be frequent content. I just hope that the job is then a bit harder for us because then we have to, if someone new comes along, watches the first couple episodes and goes, oh, it's okay, but the quality is not just there yet. And then hopefully we don't lose them. So hopefully from there they follow their Instagram and the TikTok and realize, oh shit, this is a new channel, but these guys have been doing this for fucking 4 years. I was thinking
of that. I think maybe, I don't know if you could put a date, but we don't know what you don't know what date it was recorded.
Yeah, no idea.
So but I did have that thought too. I was like, if people see this, they're gonna think it's shit because
it's just old. It's just old, and we just weren't as like fluid. Like now, us three, we could literally sit here with no topics and just like water and just bounce. You know what I'm saying?
But it looks good.
It looks cool.
Back then, it didn't look good.
The quality's great. You know what I mean? So it's been a lot of work, man. But we're fucking. So Patty, you should be the first fucking person subscribing to all this shit because this is your fucking idea, man. So shout out to you, man.
I think it's FireCast Pod on Instagram. I think it's FireCast clips on TikTok,
and YouTube is just FireCast. Which is pretty weird.
So if you're new, you came at a good time, and if you've been here since day dot, then you've seen the progress.
I noticed on the YouTube, it's FireCast 11, the handle.
Because the handle doesn't. FireCast is taken.
Yeah.
So it's just FireCast 11, but the YouTube channel is just FireCast.
Can you change it? You should make it FireCast Pod or something.
I think I can change it. Yeah, I'll change it fucking later. But just for now, I'm just trying to upload everything. Boom, boom, boom,
get it done. So yes, stay tuned for all that shit.
What else has been going on with you, Joey? Oh, I'll tell you.
Joey, what episode are you up to in your comical life right now?
I have another one for you this week.
Here we go.
So I'm handing over this job at Bondi Westfield, right? So we're in the backstages, and the toilets aren't there anymore on site, so we use the Westfield ones. And I'm just going over there after having my coffee, and I'm like just finishing my coffee, throw it in the bin, go to the toilet, and I like to use the disabled one when I can. I know some people are going to go, I'm not disabled. Do I walk in with a limp to pretend I'm disabled? Maybe.
That's up in the air.
I don't feel bad about using a disabled toilet, but Tori will always say like, just because you're using it now doesn't mean a disabled person won't want to while you're in there. And I'm just like, come on. But anyway, regardless, I go in there and it's like vacant and then a green light. I'm like, yeah, mad. Open the door. This guy, right? The door flings open slowly. His skinny, middle, 20-something-year-old guy or something, had his jeans down to his knees. So his little ass was out. right? And I'm just watching this guy piss. Like I'll see a random man with his pants up
And
and,
you're just
his
looking.
dick out, and it's kind of like I see this at the urinal all the time, right? The only time you ever see someone with their pants like that and around their knees and pissing is if it's a child or if it's someone with a disabled person or if like a kind of normal adult dude is really fucked up and he thinks it's funny to just piss like that, you know? But this guy's literally, and he goes, oh, and I'm like, oh, and I do the whole, isn't it funny the noise you make? Like mine's, whoop, like I go, I W like P. I'm like, what? And then he just goes, huh, and then the door, the funny thing is, the door, because it's auto, it doesn't just close straight away.
Slowly.
I left him down. I got a power walk down the hall, and this door's gone.
And he's just
So there's other people.
Oh, bro.
But then again, if you don't, you got to remember to lock that shit.
Yeah,
you can't just
yeah.
not lock it, you know. But yeah, man, that was kind of like one of those moments where right after I was just like, yeah, that just happened. You know?
Yeah, golly gosh.
Yeah, but that's my week. That was the most entertaining bit of the week. So I should have sucked him off, really.
Yeah.
Missed
Well,
out.
for me, chilling. Yeah, coming home, uploading the videos, reactivating Insta as we speak. So I'm going to post a photo for us for you to get in. Yeah, I just want to get this album finished. Essentially, I'm at that point now where you're kind of like, it's losing, the novelty is wearing off now for me. I'm like, okay, dude, like I've listened to these songs now 500
It's like
times.
you've broken down a movie a million times,
Yeah.
and then you're like, you know it.
You just lose, and then what's even worse, like the novelty is wearing off, and I know I'm only going to get like 100 plays on the whole thing, and it's like 20 something songs. So I'm like, fuck, I did all this work, right? But I was set on the album because I was inspired by an album that I heard. And I was like, nah, fuck it, I'm doing an album. And then the whole idea was sparked. But yeah, novelty's wearing off real fast. But yeah, other than that, that's it for me, really. Just fucking same old huge, chilling. Life's fucking good. I'm going to start having 2 fucking coffees a day more often. This is hectic. Like,
So what time do you have your second coffee?
Well, I had it at like, what's the time? At maybe like 2 p.m.
And was it a barista-made coffee?
Yes, it was just a small butt, just to give me like a little zing.
Just a small, you a small cap kind of guy? Or
No, like a mocha, small one.
Yeah,
and then
I
just
get a double shot.
Yeah, just to give me some fucking, juice. Because again, the driving around a lot for my job, but bro, I don't know how truck drivers do it. I'm like, sometimes I'm literally like full,
meth,
like on the nod, and I'm like, oh shit, fucking wake up, eat like a sour lolly or something, go get a coffee. But yeah, people who have like multiple coffees a day, you cunts are fucking nutbags. I used to have like 3 or 4 a day when I was studying.
Like 3, yeah.
And I was fucking at UWS, man. I was having fucking... I would be staying up to like midnight having a coffee, studying, trying to learn how to make music.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like one step down from a crack addict, really.
Yeah.
But my uncles back in the day used to drink Turkish coffee, and they would have it in the old teapot, and they had little teacups, but they're like mini piccolo teacups, like small. And I remember they'll just sit around the fire, no drugs, no alcohol, really.
Just smashing the
and then
caffeine.
just that and coffee. So like, that and like Bickies or something.
yeah.
But it wasn't like, it was no milk, bro. It was like black coffee. And when you had it, it was the most bitter, but like not burnt bitter, not horrible bitter, just bitter, right? I remember being a kid and I'm just like, they were just chatting for like, and they'd stay up late as, you know?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like the old... innocent religious way of having a bender. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, because none of them were
They can't drink because they've had so much coffee.
Yeah. None of them were big drinkers, but they could get around a fire and talk shit for hours. And but for me, it's
So
like,
you get it without the coffee.
what do you mean? Oh yeah, I get it without the coffee. Yeah, I get it literally without the coffee. Holy fuck. I literally get it without the coffee. But I feel like I was never a coffee dude for the coffee. When I was a kid, I would always have 3 sugars and I'd have it for the sweetness. But then as you get older, you do develop that taste for it.
Fucking
I
hell.
just haven't got that for beer yet.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever will, really.
What about you, DZ? What's been happening?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Not a whole lot. Just same old. Working on the album, recording a bunch of shit, doing good stuff. I did have a question. Because I've noticed this before. I don't know if it's just me, but like, have you ever seen the cops? Right, you see the cops or ambulance or something. They'll come up with the sirens on in the back, and they do something fucking retarded. They do some illegal road maneuver because they got the sirens on, and then they just turn the sirens off.
Yeah.
It's like, what are they doing? Are they just taking the piss trying to get like, or is it like?
I'll tell you what happened in that moment. You literally witnessed them going like, "There's a car speed chaser." Oh, don't worry, that's false alarm. And they're just like, "Oh." And they're just cooking each other.
I of course. They just can't be fucked. They're like, I want to get past these cunts.
That's exactly what happened.
There's two options. They're either just want to get out of the traffic, which I would too if I had a vehicle with sirens, or they could be driving with a learner or the newbie on the team, and they're probably doing like little drills with him, saying, "Okay, look, there's fucking traffic. Turn your sirens on. Practice trying to get fucking through if you're in an emergency."
Yeah. Imagine if someone blew one of them off for doing that. Or not blew them off, but imagine if someone went like...
Well, like sucking them off while he's driving.
Yeah. That was just the sound he was making when he was getting sucked off. Imagine if like... Fuck, what was I saying? I do this all the time.
Someone blew the cop while he's driving.
No, but what if someone... Instead of doing this, but you know how if someone does something on the road and you do this, it's the common like you throw your hand up and you go, "What?" Imagine if you did that to a cop. Like... What would they do? I wonder. They'd
probably just try to get fucked.
Because surely they take the piss like anyone else at work from time to time, right? Like you forget that just because they're police,
they're human as well.
It's a job and they're human. You know what I mean? Like, do you ever wonder what the highway patrol people are doing? Because nowadays the technology, they don't have to scan there with a gun anymore, which they kind of did something. They at least did this, but now you could be beating off to fucking amateur porn, right, with the tinted windows, and then all you hear is.
Yeah.
And you could just not even, you could be playing Snake on your phone, you know what I mean? You can be doing anything. And I always wonder when I go past, like, I always just go, when you have a job that's that chill, like not all the time, being a police man or woman would be like the most stressful job ever, but in those roles, if they go, it's like you're on like, I don't know, you're watching paint dry. They don't chase after you anymore.
One of my good mates is a cop. But he's like he was stationed in the Cross, and he does like cool as shit. Like he met the Prime Minister and shit. Like he was doing like the
escorting
of the Prime Minister, and when like diplomats from other countries and shit come, he do that a lot.
He was fucking the Prime Minister.
But the way he takes the piss and stuff is like what you're saying. Like he's just joking around, but he happens to be a cop. He told me, I think last time I spoke to him, I haven't spoken to him in a while, but he was on the marine, the water boats and shit.
Marine Corps.
And he was also same thing with the Prime Minister, right? Like he said, he met the Prime Minister at fucking Kirribilli House or whatever, and then he thought it was all gonna be all formal and shit. And the Prime Minister was like, "Oh, you fucking boys like fucking fishing or what?" Probably like
they're just humans, man. Like,
that's
cool.
That's like the guy that plays Ragnar in Vikings, Travis
Fimmel.
Travis Fimmel. Is it Flamel?
I think it's Fimmel. Weird Aussie last name.
When you see him talk, he has like what is it called? Something beer. He's like he has his own beer. And
Traveller.
When he talks, Traveller beers. When he talks, it's the same thing. It's like I get the same thing. Like, oh, you think every actor is like the Joaquin Phoenixes of the world and like the madmen, but he's just like, I just go there and I act and that's it. And he's just the realest, he's the realest dude. And you're like, oh, you could literally see him at a pub. And if you hadn't seen Vikings, you'd be like, oh, mad cunt or whatever.
No, he's a mad cunt. He's a mad cunt. I've watched heaps of interviews with him, bro. Yeah.
Australians are sick, especially in Hollywood and shit. Even the fucking Hemsworth guys, they're like chill as. Like Aussies are the best, man. Yeah. And every time you see an Aussie, you just like, every time I see it, this happened yesterday. Like you see a movie or something or like a trailer for something, and I hear Aussie accent. I'm like,
Have you noticed as well? Maybe this is because there's way more American actors and actresses than there are Australian. But like, you never see any Australian celebrity in hot water. Like Chris Hemsworth, very safe. Margot Robbie, like nothing, safe.
That's everyone, a good point.
You know what I mean? It's like, when are you ever seeing like a Charlie Sheen but Australian just like gets to the top and you know what I mean? Like the only one that did close to that was Heath Ledger. That was because for mental health issues. So that doesn't count.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, because us Aussies, we're not. Even when you do get famous, you're still
humble. People humble.
No, I feel like we're still on the outer. Like when you think of famous actors, you don't go Margot Robbie.
Oh, sorry guys, I didn't see that. I was too busy drinking from my Hydro Grip bottle. All right. If you guys have been listening to FireCast lately, you know that we are a big advocate for this company, Hydro Grip. It's a double wall insulated bottle that keeps your drink cold, even in those hot trips in the car, you know, in the summer hot sun, you sip this drink, man, and it is still cold, like hours after. So that's what you want, man. And on top of this, it has a magnet on the top lid, and you can attach your phone to there, film your workouts, film your sets, good stable little tripods set up there. And on top of this, man, 10% of all sales goes to the Sydney Children's Hospital. A good cause plus a good product. Come get it, man, and tell them FireCast sent you. Let's go.
Travis Flimmel from... No, you go straight to Johnny Depp's, your Joaquin Phoenixes, your fucking... well, I don't know.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah. They're the first ones that you rattle off. They're all American.
Even if they live there, Even if they live there, they're still from Australia.
Exactly.
Like, I think Chris Hemsworth lives in Byron Bay, so he doesn't even live in America. But there would be people that do. But I can't see how. And I know we sound like we're trash new American fans. It's not. It's just the way that we think. Maybe we're biased, right? But if you're an Australian and you go to America, unless you're very like right wingy and you're very into your guns and this and that, but even then, it's like just the healthcare system, this and that. Blah, blah. You'd think if you're used to the Australian way, you'd prefer the Australian way. But if you're used to the American way, you'd probably prefer the American way. There'd be a lot of people that would still want to change. Yeah. It's just what you're used to, right? Yeah. So I think it'd be harder for an Australian actor, not just because they got to fly to America and wherever to be on TV and shit, but like for them to go to America would be harder than from an American to go to Australia. But it would be still a shock to the system. And you ask any American to go to Australia, they'll be like, "What the fuck? Why would I want to go fucking there?"
Yeah.
But in terms of quality of life, if they could bring their whole family to say if someone's like, "Oh, I don't know anyone," if you could bring 100 people, or 200 people even, right, and just live up here, other than getting rid of the fact that it's halfway across the world, surely the quality of life would be better. Maybe that's being biased.
Yeah, but they don't see that. It's what you know. It's like everything.
They don't give a fuck.
Oh, yeah, true. That's so true, because, I know what you mean.
They don't know any better.
Yeah.
The first thing they do is get here and go, fuck, where are the guns?
Yeah.
I did. Questions? Yes, I did a poll. We might have some anonymous questions.
Before you rattle that off, jump in, boys.
Now, I think we had a little bit of talk a couple episodes back when Joey was in Europe about this, Iggy, but I said...
Back, you fucking nerds.
I said, do you believe in chemtrails? 71% said yes, 29% said no. Now, the reason I asked this is because I thought it was weird, right, that we see all these chemtrails were happening after the election for a little while, and then now we have this bomb cyclone, and they're making up this fucking bombagenosis fucking term or whatever. It's like, who has ever heard of bombagenosis ever before? It's like they make up these terms and now it's a thing all of a sudden. It's like a term that no one would suspect ever existed, and they just slip it in there. Now it's a part of life. Well, who the fuck has heard of bombagenosis?
And especially adding osis at the end of every word.
I don't know if that's the word. I think it's different. But and then it's like this whole storm rain thing has been so weird. It's just like a constant light drizzle. And I just thought...
It's almost like Triple H from back in the early 2000s is up there going...
It's just weird that it happens to happen after the chemtrails thing. Now, I'm still unsold on chemtrails. I don't know, because I also started looking up what they actually are, which is contrails. Now, this is the fucking scientific version of chemtrails.
Cousin contrails.
And when you look it up, and I said to the AI to debunk it, the reason... It depends on the weather and how cold it is. And the colder the weather is, the longer they stay and stuff. And I started really seeing a lot of these chemtrails when it ticked over to winter. Mm-hmm. So in my head, I'm thinking, maybe that does make sense. So I don't know about chemtrails, but what are you? You sold on chemtrails?
I don't know what.
You don't know what chemtrails
I just keep thinking of cum trails, but that's
all right. We'll come back to you.
The government is the government is not fucking spending money to make you guys dumber when you're already dumb as a bag of rocks. Fucking seriously, they're not spending money and wasting money on fucking chemtrails. They're wasting money on wars, on fucking taxes, on building infrastructure. The chemtrails do not exist.
But
I'm telling you right now.
I thought maybe the point I was getting to was because a lot of people also say that perhaps the chemtrails are a weather modification thing, like cloud seeding.
No.
So that's why I was relating it to the storm that's happening now all over the east coast of Australia. It's because we have this weird bombagenesis, fucking whatever it is. So I thought that was weird after all the chemtrails. But anyway, chemtrails, if you don't know, chemtrails are you know when the plane flies and you see the line behind the plane?
Yeah.
If it stays, sometimes they stay for a longer period and then they like widen and they look kind of weird. That's basically chemtrail, and people think that maybe the government's spraying stuff in the air and it makes people sick. Or there's a lot of theories on what it could possibly be, but a lot of people seem to think that the government put shit behind planes, and most people on the poll, 71%, agree. So, but yeah, if you look at what they actually are, which is contrails, it kind of makes sense. It has to do with the cold weather, and when cold weather meets fucking
hot air, yes, 100%, man. It's called fucking science.
And I just related it to how I really started to see a lot of them when it turned colder, when the weather got colder. So I was like, well, that makes sense then that you're seeing them more.
And that's why people would write in the sky like, I love you, or this and that, and whatever in it.
Yeah, that's different. That's
that's different, isn't it?
I don't know if it's the same.
I thought it was the same thing, but they just use it.
Yeah,
they just drive it in a certain direction.
Because the chemtrails or contrails are unintentional, but obviously those ones are intentional. So
but they know that
they look the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. And then let's have a look at these anonymous questions and see if we got any. Okay. Not much. This one says Australia is so shit for music. Probably off the back of what we were saying.
So last week.
Is that Iggy?
I hate the music scene.
This one says Zexa here. Melbourne actually has a good vibe for shows, and it's great for creatives.
Yeah,
Melbourne is like a faggier Sydney. It seems like, you know what I mean.
It's the city that would maybe suck your dick after a few drinks.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've been to Melbourne too, man. Fucking weird place, man. God damn.
It is very well set out as like a grid.
Awesome place.
Awesome,
yeah.
as in like the city is very simple. It's a block. There's literally blocks. Like Sydney, you go down a street, you take a wrong turn, you end up in a gargoyle's house under a fucking, under a bridge.
Yeah.
And you come out, you're in the Sydney Harbour Bridge. You know what I mean? It's fucking,
it's a mess.
This morning, I took 2 wrong turns because I went a different way. I went to the wholesaler on the way to work, and I never go off my usual route. But then on the way from there to work, I went to go no nav. I was confident. And I missed one turn, 10 minutes. Missed another, 10 minutes. So I was 20 minutes late. Yeah. I'm like, oh, my God. I had to ring the apprentice and go, I just took 2 wrong turns. And
it's crazy how much it adds to your thing. I always do that for work too, because the nav stops working in the tunnel. And then you're in the tunnel and you're fucked. You're on your own. You're like, where do I get out? And it's like 48 minutes added to your trip. Like, no.
It's just a big finger. Like.
And the last one says, is the rain being weird? What's this news about rain bombs? Yeah. See, I think that's weird too, that the wording of it all in the news. They're calling it a fucking bomb, cyclone bomb. Cyclone bomb. When have you ever heard this term before? And it's called fucking bombogenesis of fucking weird. I don't know. I think it's weird.
Where was this? Was it Channel 9 news report?
Yeah. You guys seem like you're not.
I don't watch Channel 9.
So the news.
I watch it every Friday night with Tori's Pop because he watches it, and it's just us going, like, reminiscing about how I used to watch the news. You know?
The rain that we're experiencing right now, it's all of the east coast of Australia. We're going through this thing called a bomb cyclone. And if you look at the weather maps, it's this big weather low pressure system. So it's like, that's why we're supposed to have rain for a whole week. In some areas, it's worse than here, but. They're calling it a big bomb cyclone. This bomb cyclone's coming. It's it's rain and flooding. And
you know it's windy when it's raining, and you can see the wind pushing the rain across on the ground. You know, it's fucking pretty crazy.
That's called when hot wind meets cold wind. It makes a cyclone.
Yeah, but it's not a real cyclone. It's not a real cyclone. It's called a bomb cyclone. And
so if you fart out the car window and it's cold outside, you could erupt a mini cyclone.
I'm
directly
not. Look,
from your asshole.
I'm not. I don't buy one bit. It's just. I just think it's just Mother Nature reminding us that it can fucking end us all in a blink of an eye.
It doesn't need a reason.
She needs no reason. She's waking up.
No sense.
No sense, no reason. She's on her rags and she's going to fuck us up for a week. That is it.
And you forgot snacks on the way home.
Yeah. No ifs or buts, bro. No fucking conspiracies, bro. We live on a planet floating in the fucking middle of the universe.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
That is enough to make you just go, yeah, it's probably going to do what it wants every now and then. Like, you know what I mean? Not everything's a fucking conspiracy.
Imagine the first people to ever realize like that you were on a fucking rock. Do you know what I mean? Like, at what point in time did they go from not even, if they had an itchy asshole, that was their whole world. There wasn't any outside.
Well, didn't they used to think that Earth was the center of the galaxy until fucking, who was it? Fucking, what's his name? Wasn't it until fucking... I don't know, one of them cunts.
Albert Einstein or something. Fucking Listen here, I'm gonna fucking blow your minds, right? I forgot the laptop, so I'm gonna quickly fucking Google this. But I seen is it Neil deGrasse Tyson or whatever?
Neil deGrasse Tyson,
I hate that guy.
He uploaded a video and I haven't seen it yet, but apparently, like, all it said was the Earth is like 90-something% chance, like probability that we are actually in a black hole. And I was like, that made me really think. I was like, wait, I thought if we got to a black hole, it would suck us in and destroy us in the blink of an eye. But I don't know.
And Neil deGrasse Tyson's like,
Fuck,
my
bro.
black hole.
Have you seen that guy on Joe Rogan or any podcast really? He just talks over the person. He just interrupts constantly.
His voice annoys me. He reminds me of a Mr. Potato Head on ketamine or something. You know what I mean? Like
Who? Fucking
Neil deGrasse
deGrasse
Tyson. He just fucking yaps and doesn't let anyone talk. So Joe Rogan will be like, yeah, so and then he'll be like, yeah, but actually, but and Joe Rogan tries to say something. He's like, but he just like doesn't stop. He can't help himself. He's got a bit of an ego about him.
Hold on a second. Yeah, this guy's an idiot. Okay, hold on. So the information is, no, Earth is not inside a black hole, nor is there a black hole at the center of the Earth. While the idea of Earth being in a black hole is interesting, it's not supported by any scientific evidence. If Earth were inside a black hole, scientists would have observed the telltale signs, such as the distortion of space-time and the bending of light. Black holes don't eat planets. Black holes are often depicted as cosmic vacuum cleaners, but they don't actively pull in nearby objects unless they are very close to the event horizon. So that makes me feel so much better, because I thought for sure the doom of Earth would be, you know, when you in primary school, it was always every year we move like 10 centimeters closer to the sun, and one day we're going to just melt away. I thought it was either that or the whole black hole sucking us to our dooms. One. Thank fuck.
You know what we could do? We should be the first podcast to have an AI producer, right? Because I just realized.
Can we set one up?
Because look. Hey mate, how you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks for asking. How can I help you today?
He's full trying to ring you, the AI.
What is the population of Cambodia?
Not too slow.
Cambodia's population is estimated to be around 17.8 million in 2020.
Yeah, I think we're ways off, but see, maybe in like a year or two we can just
because the pausing would be less. It'll be more natural, you know.
I feel like podcasts will be doing that.
Yeah, for sure. It's
a good idea. But you know, someone who has an interesting theory about that was Terrence Howard. Did you watch Terrence Howard when he went on Joe Rogan? He had all these crazy theories. A good theory he had was that planets, as every planet's moving further and further away from the sun, they get to a Goldilocks zone, which is what Earth's in now, right? But over millions and millions of years, it'll drift out of it.
Safe zone.
Where you're not too hot, too cold, and it's perfect for life. So when we move out, we will eventually fly off if we survive, or we'll die out or whatever, and then Mars will be in the Goldilocks zone. Not Mars, sorry, what's Venus? Mercury, Venus. Yeah, Venus will go in the Goldilocks zone, and then that's when life forms. And humans will eventually grow and become
so it's like civilization all over again.
Exactly.
And then Uranus is the black hole.
And then if you look at Mars, there's like, people think there's structures and weird shit, and life used to be there. There used to be oceans on Mars. So it's a good theory, I feel like. It makes kind of sense. If everything's moving further away from the sun, eventually the new planets will just kind of move into that zone. Maybe life will develop.
I like that. Actually, see, again, a scientific evidence that kind of makes you go, you know what? So not evidence theory, sorry. That makes you go, yeah, that makes sense. I don't have to really understand it fully, because you're never going to understand it.
No.
You know, scientifical's not a word.
That makes sense. You Terrence Howard, good luck with that, man. I hope you have some success. I'll be waiting on the bench with my pom-poms, because I love new shit coming out. And if it's backed by evidence and it's real, I love that shit. But I'm the guy on the sideline that's like, I'm the guy in the escape room that is the guy that's encouraging everyone to get us to the next level. But not doing it. I'm like, did you get the keys, DZ? Like, what's the poem say?
Yeah, you're like subtly in the way, but you're egging us on. I've got a question for you guys. Joey K, you can answer this one first. Would you rather have a tiny immortal hamster that constantly gives you terrible financial advice, or a parrot that can predict minor inconveniences like traffic jams, but only speaks in riddles?
The parrot. the
Yeah.
parrot for sure.
Yeah, the parrot's winning 81% to 19%.
Yeah.
I think that
I don't mind a riddle.
That question should have been the hamster gives you okay financial advice.
Yeah, 'cause-
not terrible.
Yeah,
Who's gonna
because
take-
terrible. No one's gonna say.
Well, I wouldn't want any of those things.
You have to choose one.
Well,
Of
the
course.
parrot. A parrot's more fun.
the parrot.
yeah.
So we're all on board with
Until it keeps saying the same riddle, like
What's
you
that
know.
from?
Spill your coffee, you will. Like this morning. That's what the parrot said. You're like, fuck, all right. But then how do you? But then that's kind of pointless because you know it's coming, but
Yeah.
it's still gonna come.
Yeah.
But you're just a bit. You're trying to now stop it, which probably makes it worse.
Yeah.
Interesting. And
Where'd
that,
you get that from?
that is from the scientific website www.friendlyfire.com.au. No, just random
You
question.
can find
I found on
MDMA
YouTube.
growing on trees as well there.
And parrots giving minor fucking inconveniences out.
I think that's it for the community corner. There's nothing else. No more questions or nothing.
Yeah, they might be.
We don't have meme of the week. Everyone's favorite segment's gone now. We don't have a
Yeah,
producer to do it.
I might have to start asking AI to give us some fucking what's the
man of the week questions.
Man of the week questions. Yeah, that's a good idea though, right? We use that shit you keep sending me of those AIs that can build websites for you. But we build a website with AI, and all the website is it's an AI assistant that we can ask questions to. So we just have the laptop here, obviously, and we just go, "Hey, fucking Susie, what's the fucking this, that," and then it just pops it up on the laptop for us.
Watch your fucking tone with
Well,
me,
that's
you cunt.
that's just what the AI already is. That's just what I was just doing.
Yeah.
it does that. we don't even
no,
make
but-
a website for it. You just get Gemini.
Well, not
on
like
your
a
laptop.
website, like a bot, but we can speak
Yeah.
to it, not
Google
having to
Gemini.
type anything to it.
That's what I was just doing. I just spoke. to
Or we get a hologram. We try to get a hologram fucking AI thing.
Oh fuck yeah, yeah. We'll keep you guys updated with that. What would we call it?
Sanchez.
Paul.
Sanchez, Han Solo,
Han Solo is actually pretty cool.
Han Solo, the fucking bot that gives us fucking random shit to ask it.
There's going to be so much shit in the future that we're just like, oh, we used to do this manually, you know?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
cars. Imagine how funny manual would sound. And like, if you ever drove manual, you're like, what is that fucking old broken down machine?
It's already a
way
bit
of-
like that now.
It is.
Like,
It is. Yeah.
Well, I actually had an interesting conversation with Jimmy at work. If you guys remember Jimmy W, he's been on the show before. And we were talking about AI. And he had a good point. He was like, we're already almost at that point where like the younger kids are going to be like, what the fuck? You guys used to like Google things? Like everyone's going to be just going to ChatGPT or some. Now the biggest problem is which AI do you use? Gemini, ChatGPT, fucking this one, Sora, OpenAI. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's the new problem. And soon it's going to get to the point where no one's going to be using Google and shit anymore. And they're gonna be, and we're gonna be sitting there to our kids. We used to have to type it in manually, and they're gonna go, "What the fuck?"
And then Google
Like,
used to have different pictures on the Google
Yeah.
sign. Remember, we used to go and like
Yeah.
if it was the Olympic Games were on, it used to be Google with the
Yeah.
Olympic rings.
yeah, yeah.
It's just weird that
Those are the days.
these terms were like non-existent 4 years ago,
I know.
5 years ago. Now you say Gemini or GPT or whatever.
Everyone
Everyone
knows.
knows. It's like second nature. But I like Gemini. I use Gemini. That seems to be the best one.
Yeah, that's Google's one, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I feel like the top dogs will obviously lead the charge, like Google and Meta and all them, because they've all got the most fucking money, right? Like,
And how many businesses now are already using AI that are feeding into those companies that are coming out? You know what I mean? Like, don't even pay attention to the individuals that are using them, right? But just businesses and corporations that have already invested so much money into them already. Like,
bro, I'm telling you, people that work from home and that at desks or that need to do things like at computers, I'm telling you, they have to be the first to go. Because it's like, so Jimmy was telling me he called, like, I can't even remember what it was. Like, example, he called, I think, his car mechanic to get a fucking, to look at his car or fix something in his car. And the mechanic was like, oh yeah, do you mind? We're going to record the conversation, because then the conversation is recorded by AI and it's going to send you a transcript of the conversation. And he's like, oh yeah, I guess, like, yeah, all good. And then you hear like a little on the phone, beep. They spoke for however long it was, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Surely enough, the company emails him a whole fucking transcript of the conversation they had that AI had recorded and then turned into dot points. So they can both sit there and then the mechanic or whatever has the information and they look at it and go, oh yeah, we spoke about what happened with his car. Oh yeah, the wheels are all fire, boom, 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 it's all there. And that's insane. Like that is an awesome use case, I reckon, for AI.
It's already
That is so
that
is so helpful because they have to remember every
Exactly.
conversation as well.
But then again, it's what I said to him that though, is that then as the years go on, how complacent can a human get? How more complacent can we get as humans? Laziness then, like you brought up
last week.
what you brought up, the people that were using
Cognitive
AI,
debt.
the brain's not fucking, the second our brain, we need to keep our brains going like going to the gym. You got to work out your brain. The second we stop doing that, man, like
you don't use it, you lose it.
our kids are going to be some stupid motherfuckers, man. And that's the nicest way you can put it.
This is a survey found that 26% of workers are worried about AI leading to job losses. Some projections suggest AI could potentially replace around 800 million jobs worldwide by 2030.
Fuck,
And
800 million, man.
Some examples of companies that have already made major cuts to their workforce, like the Commonwealth Bank, BT Group, Microsoft, they've already cut like 30%.
Tory's current company, Lendy, that took over Aussie Home Loans, they've already offshored a lot of it to the Philippines. They can get 3 Philo workers for the price of 1 Aussie worker. And then they just, I don't know how much AI they're using, but it's more cheap labor. But
Interesting, man. Interesting.
Yeah.
I also saw, speaking of the Commonwealth Bank and AI, they implemented AI bots to
sabotage scammers.
to trap scammers, right? So scammers will call people, and it's an Aussie voice of like a woman or a dude, and they're designed to keep the scammer on the phone for as long as possible, because the longer that this AI is talking to this scammer, giving false and crap information, is more time they're not spending talking to a real person. So they've just implemented these bots to just trap scammers and keep them on the phone for as long as possible.
So you'll probably have eventually have scammers that are like,
The
do you want to
scammers
join
also AI, and then most AIs are just talking to each other forever.
They're going to be very cautious because you can kind of hear on AI is good, but you can kind of tell at the end of their sentences, they're finished so quick with it. Like, it's not like, hey, bro, can you come home? It's like, hey, bro, can you come home? Or like,
and the
do you know what I mean? Or like the pause.
before,
so, but then again, it's enough to, because they don't want to just fuck off a potential client. But then how long do they work it out?
Interesting. Imagine that, a fucking Indian scammer on the phone for like 48 hours. Get me your credit
These
card
fucking
details. And the
AI
fucking boss
bots.
going, I do not have my card. It's like, give it to me now. Like Ramesh has been on the phone for 48 hours. He's trying to get it. I'm very close to getting his credit card details though. Fuck me.
His wife punishes him by rubbing chicken vindaloo on his asshole or something.
Fuck yeah, hell, man.
You come up with the craziest shit.
So
I guess the news, man.
yeah, that takes us to
News Corner. Will he push the right button? Yes, he has. We are ready for liftoff.
Only believe what we say. Right. What the fuck? What has happened?
Well, guys, I think we touched on this before, but can I just reiterate something? Did we touch on the Jeff Bezos wedding?
No.
So, bro,
When did he get married?
Jeff Bezos got married in Venice recently to Lauren.
Mark Zuckerberg's boobs.
What's Lauren?
Mark Zuckerberg's boobs.
Lauren Sanchez.
Lauren Sanchez, right? So Jeff Bezos and his partner tied the knot in Venice, right? With the wedding's price tag being estimated at a whopping, guess,
200 million.
48 million.
40 to 50 million. Oh. That was crazy. But, I mean, Iggy, he's that rich. That wasn't, he could probably do that. But what happens when the richest man in the world, right, gets married in a foreign city and takes over multiple venues, right? In Venice, by the way, which is like obviously
That's
tourist
small,
capital,
crowded,
right? Well, firstly, a lot of friggin' money was spent, right? We'll get into that. Secondly, every legacy celebrity there turns up, You got like... I'll get into those as well. And lastly, the most expected one, protests in Venice. A lot of them, right? Yeah. A lot of anti-Jeff Bezos, because it's like he's having this mad wedding, taking off all these venues, and it's like you got some poor ass people there as well, just protesting, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
I know it's his money, you know, he can do whatever he wants,
bro,
right?
Go home, man. He's still gonna have the wedding, bro.
Yeah. But what he did was instead of moving completely, he goes, you know what? We'll just go to that island across the way there. So he went on an island that you can probably literally
Still
see
see.
the island on, and he went to the island there and booked
They're
that.
having a mad time.
He booked that out, right? So,
I like this guy. He's a sick cunt now.
I like his boobs.
So the money spent, right? I was wondering like how many people in the world would make the amount of money in their lifetime as he's spent on over a few days, right? 99.9967% of the world's population will never make that in their entire lifetime. Right? It gets crazier, right? It was Lauren Sanchez alone. She was wearing, guess how much worth of jewelry on her fingers? Guess how much? Estimated.
100,000.
870,000.
20 to 30 million
Bullshit.
$1 million on her fingers, right?
Bullshit.
And a necklace, whatever, right?
That's a bit much, man.
Ready?
Come on.
Invited to this wedding was the who's of celebrities, right? All the ones you would expect. Guess celebrities, top of the hat. Guess.
Kanye West.
Tom Hanks. Leonardo DiCaprio.
P.
Yes.
Diddy.
P. Diddy comes from the Venice waters under the gondola, and his head comes up out of the water like
He's got the baby
He's
oil.
got the
and
baby
shit.
oil, yeah, the
Jeffrey
oil.
Epstein.
R.
fucking-
Kelly.
you got. All the favorites, eh?
Dog.
You got Oprah, the Kardashians, Tom Brady, Bill Gates, and Leo.
But why? Like, are
Right?
they even mates? You know
No,
what I mean?
At that
Like,
point,
why?
you're not inviting people who you genuinely care about.
flex,
you're
yeah.
inviting everyone. You know,
That's so dumb.
right? And fair enough, it's all their money. They've worked hard for it and they've earned it, right? And they could spend it how they want. But man, like if this isn't giving Hunger Games vibes when they're in Venice, right? And Venice, like everywhere, it's got poverty and whatever around the world. So like, how is the 0.01% of people supposed to look at the how is the 99.967 of the rest of the world percentage supposed to look at the 0.1% when they're struggling and this and that, and you think, fuck, oh man, this guy dropped it on 2 days. But like I said before, it's his money. I'm not saying he can't do that. I'm just saying, isn't it insane that the two can coexist in such close quarters and be so in front of your face? You know what I mean? Like if someone took a photo of like Bezos and like Hunger Games vibes on the boat, and Leonardo DiCaprio's got his cap down because he doesn't want the cameras to see him. And you know,
Why is he at the wedding if he doesn't want to be seen?
I know, right? And they're getting on this boat, and it's like, oh, like they're going off to this island, and then you got people that are like missing a foot and like on crack, but that's life, right? That's everywhere, right? But it's like you see it in the one photo. You know what I mean?
That's
Some guy on the gondolas for hours a day for $25 for a fortnight or whatever the fuck. I don't know. But you know what I mean?
I get what you're saying, and I agree. But as well, we all know this exists, and it's like, what do you want them to do? What do you do? What's the solution?
Yeah.
What do you do?
And
there's rich people, there's poor people. We're poor.
Yeah.
Like, it is
and the
what
rich
it is.
people can even do tough love, and it's like the love Iggy gives, right? Iggy's love is tough love is like, if you want it bad enough, you'll get it, right? And that's that, right? There's all different situations that can come up, so you can't just hate on someone for getting theirs. And that's what I'm not trying to be like that. I'm just saying it is just, I'm addressing that fact that it's like, it's so hard because when they're that rich, it's hard to watch celebrities in this kind of culture because, especially the state of the world, it's like, it's hard to watch. Do you know what I mean? It's not like a hating thing. It's like the state of the world now.
You know what I don't get, though? You know what I don't get? These people, everyone who complains about this kind of stuff and the poverty gap is poverty gap. But then when someone brings up a more socialist or even a communist kind of idea about sharing money or universal basic income or shared wealth, everyone hates it.
I think it's
Everyone's like,
communist.
fuck it.
You said communist, that's why.
Exactly. It's like,
Yeah,
but
it's a
what do
label.
you expect? You want to complain that you're poor, you can't make it in the capitalism system.
Yeah.
So when we try and introduce universal basic income or ways for people to get ahead, or even welfare, people don't like Centrelink. People don't like fucking Social Security giving people money. They don't like it.
Yeah.
But then everyone complains, look at these rich people being rich and we're poor. They're fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
And-
I don't know. It's
And just
weird
to
me.
top off to that, and the last day of their wedding, they had one big, huge pajama party. So that's what I mean about the out of touch. They could do whatever they want. They could do whatever, but it's like me and Tori are looking at venues and going, we don't need flowers. We'll just get fake ones, or we'll just get candles and put them on the table. Like we're cutting costs wherever we can, right? And these people are just like, but I think a bit of envy does build up inside me, and I go, "Fuck you, bro." You know what I mean? So there is a bit of toxicity in that, and does a little bit of me want to see him crash and burn? Yes, and that's toxic. But I'll own up to it. Whatever it is, what it is. Sometimes if I see someone with something, and I'm just like, that
But
motherfucker. He's experiencing that life for too long, bro. He needs to be
Humbled.
If you had Bezos money, would you be going, we don't really need flowers. Maybe we can get fake ones. No. You'd be going, fuck it. We need that, get it. We need that, get it. We want to have this, get it. Like, it is what it is.
But I'm not Jeff Bezos, and that's the problem.
I get it, though. I do get it.
Again, Bezos could possibly be the world's luckiest man.
Yeah.
He just started a business, and it happened to now be one of the biggest in the world. I don't even know how you plan for that. I've met multiple people who have businesses. None of them are Jeff fucking Bezos. You know what I'm saying? This motherfucker started a fucking courier company at its core.
Selling books in his garage.
A bunch of fucking...
They were selling books.
They sell shit, and then you get some fucking Indian dude to deliver it for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a fucking courier service in a nutshell. But it's just... Like, you know what? Like...
it's that idea when you're like, fuck, why did I think of that? Yeah, I mean, it's hard. It'd be hard to, but
it's like Uber, the biggest taxi company in the world, has no cars. Airbnb, the biggest hotel company in the world, has no locations. It's all this, like, you have to figure out a way to kind of
make yours.
You have to, like, think about it. Uber has no cars, and it's the biggest fucking car company in the world.
They're kind of like a third party to make sure business goes.
It's a middleman.
It's a middleman, essentially. Yeah.
But they make the most money.
That's why, definitely Uber. It's very genius. Airbnb and Uber are fucking genius.
Amazon, too. Amazon, it's a delivery company. They got no delivery vehicles, no fucking... I think they got some, but it's mostly just Uber people. We could work as Amazon drivers right now. So, I don't know. It's just, you need that idea, and you just need to be able to execute it. And what do you think about this AI, this stuff I've been showing you guys, right, where it's like you can ask an AI and it'll instantly code and build you a website. Do you think that's going to be good? And there's going to be, because it's going to be a lot easier for people to execute these ideas now. So do you think that's going to be an overall benefit to everyone to have so many ideas, or is it going to become oversaturated with bad?
No,
you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. No, I get you. It is good for everyone because it kind of gives everyone now kind of that even playing field of information. But the problem is that where we get people, what we forget is just like everything else. We almost live in a world now where we have too much information now. It's too much. Like if I want to look up now, example, how to start a courier business, you're going to fucking find thousands and thousands, if not millions of videos, these fake peanuts and gurus selling courses on how to do it. You know what I'm saying? So then you're kind of like, oh, what do I do? And then if you do decide to invest in whatever the fuck it is, it's 9 times out of 10 now, it's incorrect information. That person's just trying to sell you their courses or their information. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, information was more scarce. So when you found it, you knew it was like a golden nugget. And I feel like AI, all it's going to do is make that worse. And especially with AI, with what we spoke about last week, that cognitive thinking, making humans now more complacent, more lazy. It's now who's going to be the next Jeff Bezos that's going to have that idea in this AI gold rush. What's the next idea? And I can't tell. I'm not going to think about it.
It'll feel like a much lazier idea. So Jeff Bezos had to actually create a company. I know it was online,
deliveries,
mainly,
whatever,
but everything, right?
Yeah.
Now it's kind of like the influencer saying, like, you know, you see an influencer, you're like, let's get all this money, and you're like, you've never heard of him or her,
but
then their job is an influencer, and you're like, oh, so that's what it takes to be considered famous now. That's fame. I think that's the same with what's happening with this, you know.
What you were saying, that you can't, there's so much information, and you look up, it's going to be millions of videos, but now you could tell the AI, how do I start a courier company?
Exactly.
And
but
then
now
the AI will sort the information. The AI will start it for you. The AI will build the company for you.
Now, but the problem is everyone's doing that now.
That's what I'm saying. So is that going to be good or bad when you have a million courier companies that have been built by AI and a million? Because I've had lots of ideas, and now I'm this close to executing them. It used to be before there was a barrier to entry. You have a great idea. I don't know how to make an app. I don't know how to make a website. So the idea just pisses off into nothing.
Yeah.
But now a lot more people will be executing those ideas.
Exactly. So now instead of one good app being created because the barrier to entry was hard, and that app's actually okay because that person decided to put
Take
their
the leap.
life savings into it or actually hire someone to do it. Now we're going to have 100,000 apps of all these fucking peanuts with no money, no this, no that, trying to do it themselves because AI is
insane.
helping them. So now instead of one good app that's broken the barrier, aka Amazon, that's broken that
Yeah.
barrier, now we're going to have
A million
10
Amazons.
million Amazons and they're all dog shit.
It's gonna be like Chinese, like Didi and fucking
Exactly.
shit.
So I personally think the idea is for greatness in this gold rush era of AI is someone needs to come up with the idea on how do you then service the AI. How do you need to build a product where someone who has AI, which is going to be 90% of the world within the next 5 to 10 years, maybe less, a couple years, how do you then solve a problem for everyone who's got that's using that product being AI? What can you then offer when I have a problem with my AI where I sit there and go, I can't just go into ChatGPT, hey bro, the AI is fucking out, what do I do? No, I need to go now to Joey K, who's giving me that solution. That's the next
You
big
need
thing.
a company that like makes your AI assistant's voice more sexy, or like filters for your
Yeah.
AI voice, and everyone's like, my AI can fucking do this new thing I bought from this company that sells AI fucking shit.
Yeah.
My AI is Morgan Freeman. You just adjust it. So it's like,
I don't know.
That's to me, in my opinion, same theory. I've said it now multiple times in the past couple months on the show. The gold rush, during the gold rush, the people that were looking for the gold didn't make fuck all. It was the dudes selling them the picks and shovels that made the most money. How do you sell the picks and shovels in this AI gold rush? That's going to be the fucking tricky thing. And don't get me wrong, someone's going to figure it out and they're going to be the next Jeff Bezos of this generation. And then the rest of us are going to go, fuck, why the fuck didn't I think of that idea? But the problem is who's going to be that person? It's hard. It's fucking. I couldn't even if I sat here and tried, I couldn't even think of what that idea is. How do you help someone who's is going to be using AI? Their company's going to be introducing AI into their business to help them, whether it's to cut cost, to save on company wages, whether they're going to fire people and change to fully AI. How do you then help that person manage their AI? Because that every business now within the next 5 to 10 years is going to have some form of AI in their business, unless you're like, I know, a diesel mechanic.
And that's crazy. You can ask what you just said to AI, and it'll give you ideas.
Yeah.
So you could say that. You could say, how would I, and you give the example of the gold rush selling the pickaxe, and the AI will give you fucking ways to do
well,
that.
another job that's going to be fully automated is when you buy a new car and you get the car delivered. This Tesla just drove from its gigafactory in Texas all by itself to its new driver 30 minutes away, crossing parking lots, highways, and the city to reach its new owner. So even that, bro, you can just get a car and it drive. Obviously, it's probably in its early stages, I'm assuming, but
Not really.
But not really. 30 minutes.
They've been around for a while. The self-driving, that makes complete sense. It's like they have driverless taxis
Yeah.
in Texas and California and stuff. They're called the Waymos.
Yeah.
It's literally a driverless taxi, and you hop in it and it drives you. It's got no
sure.
driver in it. It's been happening for a while, so it's not surprising. But it is cool, and Tesla's it is new to Tesla, because Tesla hasn't really, even though they've had the automated driving, but you have to be driving, you put autopilot on and your Tesla drives a little bit. Now Tesla's kind of backing and going headfirst into full automation, having their own taxi service and shit. So I guess that is new
And
for
head
Tesla.
first into, unbeknownst pedestrians while it just fucking
They've done that a
runs
couple
them
times.
over.
Yeah, it's run over.
Have they ran over a few people?
Yeah, like a couple of years ago and shit. It's happened a couple of times.
No casualties?
I don't know. I think there has been.
Well, I'll give you one that fucking blew my mind. This one was awesome. This is in Australia too. I think in Melbourne. There was a construction company who officially started like building the first AI 3D paint printed homes.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
This blew my mind, right? And I was like, genius idea. Fucking genius. No more workers, no more paying overtime wages, no more loud fucking drilling and banging at 7 a.m. fucking up all the suburb and the neighbors. It's just a big machine, like a 3D printer just going literally squirting out concrete walls. It's unbelievable, right? First of its kind innovation is quietly squeezed into a Melbourne suburb, with experts claiming it could change the game for new home builds. A construction company has unveiled the first multi-story 3D printed home in the Southern Hemisphere, located in Melbourne's outer suburbs. The innovative project has given Aussies a glimpse of the future, powered by capabilities of AI 3D printed technology.
3D printing fucking wigs me out, bro. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I just want to read out how quick the difference was between like how quick they built the house, and that's what blew my fucking mind. So there's literally a picture from the overhead view. It's literally looks like the top of a ginormous 3D printer. Right, if you can see that, right? Yeah. If I remember, I will put a picture up on the YouTube. So we're talking about obviously the 3D printed homes in Australia. Boom, boom, boom. Then one of the biggest advantages of the technology is the speed of construction. Now, we all know how long it takes to build a fucking home. If you buy a house and land package, you're not moving into that motherfucker for 2 to 3 years, right? This multi-story home will be expected and be completed in 5 weeks. 5 fucking weeks, you could have a home. Walls up and everything. Now, I don't know about the interior. I'm talking carpet, tiles, hooking up the plumbing, all the little intricacies of it. But 5 weeks, you could have an upstanding home, which is that blew my mind when I was watching the video. I was like,
what energy does it run off? I don't get it. Does it exert more energy? It must exert more energy. I reckon.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Because it's just concrete. All they do is they've got the 3D printer right over the construction site, and they pour concrete into it, and it's not normal concrete either. It's a different type of concrete.
AI concrete.
Yeah. And then the video was insane. Like the machine's literally going like moving like a claw, and it's just pouring out. And it's just a wall. It makes a whole wall.
Yeah, it's made out of vibranium. Like, you know, the shit that's in Wolverine's fucking...
Bro, like, it's insane.
How do they do the facade and everything? And the roof and shit? Is that done afterwards? So they just do the concrete
I don't know.
shell.
Unless maybe they fucking do the roof as well. Like, over the... But I don't know. All I know is that
it's got me thinking a fortnight, just building shit.
Yeah. Fucking awesome, man. I would move into a 3D printed AI home, 100%. Especially if I'm going to get the motherfucker in 5 weeks, and if I'm going to save a couple $100,000.
And then one day your house just glitches and nothing's actually there, and you're just living in a simulation for like the last year.
Fucking.
Did you guys see that? So supposedly they're trialing capsicum spray as like a self-defense tool. You're allowed to carry capsicum spray. As
pepper spray.
Yeah.
Capsicum spray, I feel like that would just be like, a neutral vegetable.
It's the same. You know what I mean? They call it capsicum spray, don't they? Isn't it the same thing? Pepper spray, capsicum spray? I don't know.
I thought...
Maybe you're right. I don't know. I thought maybe they're different. But I thought they were the same thing.
Or maybe
not. Maybe not. I might be wrong. But anyway, pepper spray. I think it's.
If pepper spray is the same as capsicum spray, but
supposedly they're giving it to women to be allowed to carry it in New South Wales as a self-defense.
Fair.
And I also saw that supposedly they were trialing it on the posties for dogs. Like they're giving the posties some kind of spray. I don't know if it's pepper spray, but they're giving them some spray to stop the dogs fucking biting the postman.
Just to interrupt, pepper spray and capsicum spray are literally the exact same thing. People just call it two different things.
Okay. Yeah. Well, wankers call it capsicum spray.
I don't know if I'm fucking up this story, but are they trialing giving pepper spray as a legal it cut me off.
The AI is like, you know what, Dylan?
Shut up, idiot.
Are they trialing pepper spray as a self-defense tool in Australia?
I mean, it makes sense. Like,
yes, the Northern Territory is set to begin a 12-month trial in September 2025, allowing approved members of the public to carry and use a low percentage oleoresin capsicum, OC, spray for self-defense under strict legal conditions.
So
guess who the first victim? Guess what ethnicity the first victim will be?
It says
guess what ethnicity?
It says approved members of the public.
Those poor bastards, man. Those poor bastards aren't gonna know hit him. Imagine, and no one gets a friendly reminder in the mail, DZ. If you're living in the Northern Territory and you've been out in the drink and you give a copper some lip or whatever, and you're like, "Rah," and then they just go, like, no one knows they have pepper spray, and all of a sudden that's just then this new tool they bring out, like.
So no, but it's not the cops. This is normal people.
Oh, just cops as well.
Cops already have it.
Cops already have it.
But this is for citizens. So this is saying Western Australia is currently the only Australian jurisdiction where pepper spray is generally legal for self-defense.
I understand.
Yeah.
So have you seen in like the movies and the cartoons and shit, the old lady and the tries to rob the person? So it's basically that. So apparently Western Australia, they already are allowed.
People are going to use it recreationally.
Northern Territory.
People are going to use it
that's what I want to ask. Like, is it a good idea? Like, do you think it's going to be used? Because what's stopping these guys robbing a 7-Eleven with a fucking pepper spray?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And then if you want to get revenge on someone and you're just like, and then just beat them up or whatever, I don't know. Like,
I would feel better if my missus had a pepper spray. You know, you just walk
of course.
around and, you know, but like,
I feel like,
I don't know.
Yeah, that's because we know that our women are sane people. But then if you give pepper spray to someone that's like, I'll fucking kill you fucking, and then you're like, oh God, you know what I mean? Like, but then again, if you know, abuse against women is rising, or if it's on the uptick, which I think it has been the last few years, then why not? You know what I mean? It's like, trial it.
Yeah.
I guess that's why it's a trial. You know what I mean?
I wonder how bad it hurts.
Well, it'd be interesting to see that.
I reckon we could cop it.
We should do it on FireCast.
Just this close.
Hey, I'll do it, bro. I'll do it.
Do you reckon you could cop a thing of pepper spray?
I mean,
or
you could
taser.
cop it as well. Like, we could cop a taser. Do I want to? No. Will I do it for the views? Yes.
Guys, let us know in the comments.
Next special,
Do
170.
Do you want to see us get fucking capsicum sprayed in the fucking face?
And tasered, kicked in the nuts. We'll just do a jackass special.
Why not?
I'm pretty sure
I'm willing to do that.
It fucks you up, doesn't it? Like, I see people getting in there like they're full fucks you.
Yeah, people. Yeah, but I mean, I've done the cinnamon challenge before, and that was like that to the throat. Remember the cinnamon challenge?
Oh,
you just get a spoon of fucking cinnamon and just eat it.
I've got one for you. Son of Norway's crown prince suspected of rape.
I saw that.
Right now, first of all, right, let's just have a look. Let's look at a picture of this fucking prick.
Yeah, he looks like a dweeb.
This fucking guy literally looks like a rapist on a Netflix movie.
King Joffrey. Yeah, I've seen him. He looks like.
Don't you reckon?
He looks like Joffrey. Yeah.
Like, he looks like a fucking guy who's gonna go out sexually assaulting people.
Yeah.
Right.
His head, he probably doesn't even think it's wrong.
No.
Which is crazy.
What the fuck? The son of Norway's crown princess is suspected of 3 rapes and 23 other offences. His name is Marius Borg Høiby, who is the stepson of Norway's future king, was arrested 3 separate times last year. After a 10-month investigation, Norwegian police have now handed the case over to prosecutors who will decide whether to press charges. Høiby's lawyer
Whether to press charges. What?
said his client was taking the accusations very seriously, but doesn't acknowledge any wrongdoing in most of the cases, especially the cases regarding sexual abuse and violence.
Why do we have kings? Why do we have kings? What are these motherfuckers doing? What is any king? King of Norway? Who's even heard of the king of Norway? What is this cunt doing other than living a life of luxury for nothing?
raping.
Is this Game of Thrones? No, it's 2025, man. Why do we have fucking any kings at all? Get rid of these cunts.
And I think
Don't
that
do shit.
I think that complex they give him has a lot to do with why this guy is doing the shit he's doing. He is a piece of shit, of course, but also if we've known that, like, if you give a man, especially a man, and I mean women, but if you give a man too much power, right, and you make him have this god complex, he's gonna do shit that's like towing the line of what's moral and what's right.
What,
you know?
what is it? Absolute power corrupts. What is it? Power corrupts absolutely, or some shit like that.
You're telling the story, brother. Is that what it is?
I don't know. Haven't you heard that term before?
But
You guys
yeah,
haven't
man.
heard that? Oh, yeah.
Well, it's just like pure power. What else is there? You know, Diddy was once just attracted to women, and now he's gone. He's had all the women in the world, and he's gone. I have all the money and the women in the world. What does dick taste like? You know, or he was always just gay. But regardless, he you know, I mean, how many dildos was he caught with? He didn't used to be like that from the get go. Surely not. You know what I mean? It's that climb to the top. You know what I mean?
Amongst the offences, police said Høiby was suspected of were 4 counts of sexually offensive behaviour, 1 count of abuse in a close relationship, and 2 counts of bodily harm. And then there's literally not much more information. So basically, it's just now a rich motherfucker again.
He'll get out of it because money pays.
He will get away with it because they've got money.
Yeah.
Well, it's like-
the fact that someone said they're trying to see whether we're going to press charges. His assault count was in the double digits, bro.
Yeah, 23.
If some random in Kingswood or whatever got done with double digit assaults, that's game. What are you talking about? It's over.
It's like Vince McMahon. It's like Vince McMahon.
What happened to him?
Yeah.
What happened to him?
Everyone's quiet.
Yeah. Even 10 mil off the top. What are you going to do, you know? That's like Chris Brown, right? Chris Brown bottled someone in England. He's 36 years old. He's still bottling people, right? That's where he's at.
Recently?
Yeah, recently. My sister's going to go see him in Vegas in September, and he has to face a UK court, but he paid $6 million bail. He paid it because they're like, yeah, $6 million, mate. Give it here. So they paid it, but he's still got to face the UK court. But money though, right? They made the bail $6 million because they knew he had it.
He had it. I'm telling you, power absolute. I can't believe you guys haven't heard that. What is the saying? Power corrupts absolutely, or absolute power. What is that saying?
The saying is, asterisk power tends to corrupt, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Quote.
So power tends to corrupt, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So it's basically saying that it's guaranteed to
Some
make people
corruption.
evil,
Or fully. Like, so some corruption or fully?
So this happened actually back in 2023, so still somewhat recently. So Chris Brown's putting one part of his legal battle over an alleged nightclub fight behind him, as he seems to have reached a settlement with the guy who sued him over it. Of course, money pays. Abe Dior sued Chris back in 2023, claiming the singer struck him with a tequila bottle during an appearance at Tape nightclub in London. On Friday, Abe filed docs asking an LA County judge to dismiss the suit. So all that tells you is Chris Brown's offered a lump sum of money, and
he went. I believe I can run it.
And a tequila bottle's a fat square bottle too. So if that didn't crack, that would have fucking hurt more.
I don't think it would have cracked at all.
Fucking hell.
I guess Diddy got
He sat on the tequila bottle.
They're deliberating. Do you see the updates on his trial?
Yeah, so I've lost track of the updates. So the last I checked, Kid Cudi, Cassie and all that, they had testified.
Kanye West did too.
Did he testify?
I don't know if it's true, but there was videos of him leaving the court.
Oh my gosh.
But then they've deliberated for however many days, and they've come to an agreement on, I think, 5 of the 6 counts or 4 of the 5 counts. So they've come to a verdict, but there's still one thing they're waiting on. So they're got to come back and.
And what happens if they can't come good on that one?
I don't know how it works. We need Jack here to talk about it. I don't know how court things work, but they're deliberating on some shit. So we should find out if he's guilty or not guilty in the coming days, maybe tomorrow. But surely, imagine it's not guilty. They've come to the verdict because they don't tell you the verdicts.
He's guilty on having way too much lube in his house at the one time.
So he's probably going to spend the rest of his life in prison. Is my prediction.
Yeah, because how can you? Yeah, they really did a good job at framing his character, because the weird thing was they would say shit about him beating up Cassie, right? They'd show videos of that, but then the judge and that would always, and the prosecutor and that, they'd always be like, remind the jury, listen, we're not here today for domestic violence counts or this and that. We're here for the trafficking, the this, the that. But this is just framing what kind of person Diddy was. So they were looking at him bash Cassie, and yet they were like, they're still in debate because that's not the issue, right?
Yeah.
The issue at hand. And isn't that crazy that a man could be that flawed that beating up a woman in broad daylight in a thing is like, they kind of skimmed over that.
Yeah.
And rightfully so. When you're there for the case, you're there for strictly the case. But it's insane, man.
A lot of his defense was that why is he being judged for his sexual preferences? If he likes men or whatever, it doesn't matter what he's into. That's basically what a lot of his defense was.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that's not even what I'm thinking about. I'm not thinking of Milk Meeks. Milk Meeks. He was Meek. He was definitely milking Meek. He was definitely milking Meek. But I'm not thinking about Meek Mill's cheeks clapping against his pelvis. I'm thinking about the trafficking and the fucking that weird video of that kid from Texas that popped up out of nowhere. And remember how that kid was just with him and his son and shit? Just random shit like that I'm thinking about. But or I'm
what
thinking
is
about
the latest update on Diddy's trial?
I'm thinking about Get Him to the Greek and that
Yes.
you know that scene where Russell Brand's
chasing
getting chased
him,
down the hallway?
Yep.
Sex trafficking trial has reached a verdict on 4 of the 5 charges, including 2 counts of sex trafficking and 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. However, they remain deadlocked on the most serious charge, racketeering conspiracy, and the judge has instructed them to continue deliberations. The specific outcomes of the 4 decided counts have not yet been made public.
So yeah, it has
So
reached
the other
a verdict on
ones-
4 of the 5 charges.
So he's definitely incriminated on 4 out of the 5.
Yeah, but we don't know if it's guilty or not guilty. But obviously, we're going to assume it's guilty.
Yeah.
Right, on 4 of those charges. So they're just waiting on racketeering, which. Yeah.
Which, I mean, I thought was the most obvious out of them all. You know what I mean? But, yeah, sucks to be him, man. I don't know if it sucks to be him or his cellmate more, but...
How much time is Diddy facing?
Sean Diddy Combs faces up to life in prison if convicted on all charges, which include racketeering conspiracy and multiple counts of sex trafficking.
So it doesn't say how much each count is worth, but I think I saw a thing that was saying how much each of the counts is worth.
Well, I mean, 1 count is enough for life, so imagine 4.
Yeah.
1 count could be life, so you got to assume 4 counts is definitely life.
Hold on a second. Let's realize this whole time. Right. Right. So instead of doing what you're doing, I've got my phone connected to Gemini. Are you using Gemini?
Yeah. Yeah, so you could just talk to Gemini and ask it.
Does it? How do you get it to read it out?
I don't know. Mine just automatically does it.
You whip it. Whip it good.
See, my Gemini gave me a whole thing, but it's not reading
It's
it
not
out.
reading it, yeah. Maybe, I don't know. Talk to it. Maybe if you talk, I don't know.
Okay, hold on.
Maybe if you use a voice instead of typing.
You got to nurture the relationship you have with your AI, bro.
Yeah,
Otherwise, it's
yeah.
never going to
Because
work.
that's actually not a bad idea if you have it hooked up to
So
that
what,
thing.
do you just talk into it?
Yeah,
Hold on.
ask it a question.
How big?
Give me the meaning of life.
Whoa. So many other simple questions you could have asked. I'm an AI. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, no. See, this
It's not talking-
one's
maybe your
this one's picking
settings.
up everything Joey's saying. No, this doesn't.
It blows up.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck? How come? Yeah, anyway.
Do you have the app? I got the Gemini app.
Oh, you got the app.
I think the app might make it easier.
Yeah. Well, read out your next point, Joey. I'm going to download this app. See if it.
North Korea. Remember before I was talking about they're opening up some resort that was next to this old missile testing facility?
Yeah.
So they just opened up this luxury beach resort, right? It's got VIP accommodation, bars, water parks, cinemas, beaches, you name it. And if they don't have it, I'm sure they'll just tell you they do. Right?
It's a picture. It's
Yeah.
like one of our backgrounds. Our old backgrounds.
So as you guys know, North Korea is pretty heavily sanctioned by the whole world for their nuclear weapons program, right? And that means that there are very few countries there are very few countries that are willing to actually trade with them, and very few ways for them to make money legally. Interestingly enough, though, tourism isn't actually sanctioned at this point. But that's a little bit of a problem for a country that has more laws, like more than they do people, you know, like they're that fucking heavily kind of governed. So instead of allowing everyone to flood to their capital city of secrets, Kim has come up with a pretty genius solution to build an entire luxury beach resort somewhere else where people can go and visit and never leave.
Never leave.
Never leave while you're there.
Oh my
It's like
God.
Attack on Titan.
Yeah, legit.
Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
you will never. No, but legit, while they're there, they're going to be like, you know, it's a huge resort. Like, there's like so many. You can have so much fun there. But the thing is, a week after being in there, it's probably feeling like you're in a fucking time capsule. You know.
Yeah.
The resort spans over about 2.5 miles of prime North Korean coastline and is designed to accommodate up to 20,000 guests at a time. Right. And to house all these people, they have built 54 hotels. Pretty crazy. 54, right?
Jesus.
The water park they have there comes equipped with slides, surfing, swimming, sunbathing, and even waterboarding. If you're naughty. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Also has several shopping centers, bars, arcades, golf courses, and mini golf courses. A cinema where they run classics like
Kim Jong-un.
Like
The life of Kim Il.
Kim Kong and Mission Kim Possible. They have sports facilities, rooftop pubs, dozens of restaurants where they'll serve food when they have it. Right now, you can't go if you're not North Korean, right? But eventually, I think they'll open it up to the rest of the world because at the opening ceremony for this resort, Kim said that the project, this resort, is a quote prelude to a new era of North Korea's tourism industry. So I feel like they are going to try to mass push this, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how successful it'll be. I think it'll have some success, right? But it's kind of like going over to an uncle's house that you know is a pedophile. You're probably like, I mean, he has probably lollies and shit, right? But I don't want a gaping asshole after tonight's sleepover, you know? Like, you're kind of like, because you're going to see these North Korean people, and I don't have anything against North Koreans that aren't so radical, but you're going to have radical Koreans kind of watching over you.
Yeah.
You know, and imagine the bugs they've put in every room. Imagine before they've tested, usually when they do tests on the hotel rooms, they test the lights, they test the tapware, they test the toilet, everything. They're going to be testing that, and then he's going to be like, 1, 2, Kim Jong-un, can you come in? You know what I mean? I don't know. I can't imagine. I feel like you're always on a Big Brother show when you're there.
Yeah.
Like,
Let's see if this worked.
I wouldn't even bother going. Just not worth the risk, man.
Right?
Fuck that.
the risk, and you can actually go to a organic resort, beach resort with proper beach. Like, I mean,
Anywhere else in the world.
Anywhere else in the world that's not there, you know.
Hi.
Oops.
Yeah, he was talking.
Right.
He's a bit shy, but
Awesome. Let's get started. Here's one of the voices I have, but there are more to choose from. Swipe to hear them, or just tap start to get chatting.
Change his voice. That guy's a dweeb.
Let's go through them.
Here's another voice I can use.
No.
You can pick me now, and or maybe you'd like to listen to a voice like this.
Put a chick on.
No.
They're all the same.
For example, here's another one. Maybe I can be the...
No, she's too news
Then there's
reporter.
Membered, a feeling. A voice for all seasons and... Maybe this voice is more your style.
That's
I'll
the
just
one.
keep talking
Vega.
for a moment
Vega.
longer so you can get a good feel.
Welcome to the team.
You can always change my voice in settings later. All right, ready when you are.
Why does she sound underwater though? Why is the quality fucking shit?
Yeah, she's in the Titanic vessel.
on the North Korean resort.
Okay, I understand. I'm sorry about the audio quality issues you're experiencing. I'll do my best to speak clearly. You'd like an update on the North Korean resort?
Yes.
Too long.
Yes,
Korea's already
absolute-
bombed us all by now. Oh.
Yeah, no, see, it interrupted.
Well, this is never going to work because I can't not talk over anyone. She hung up.
I understand this isn't working for you. If you'd like to try again later,
we need to
At
all
least
be
she's self-
quiet.
at least she's self-aware.
It's good to ask one question and get a response.
Yeah. Okay, well.
I just have to not interrupt.
Yeah.
Oh, well, get better AI. That's going to happen in life. There's a thing called life, you know,
There's
biological life.
See, it's a bit.
You get interrupted sometimes.
It's
It
a bit
happens.
still too slow for my liking. I
Yeah,
want
it's too slow.
I want that like not 10-second pause. I want that kind of like few seconds.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom, and then it kind of rattles off just
Yeah.
dot points.
Like if
not-
it was human, yeah, but if you're AI, come on, man.
It's
Yeah.
almost there. I reckon
Yeah.
maybe in like 4 months we could try this again.
Yeah.
well, you never know. If you probably just pay for the subscription, it's probably 10 times better.
I thought I was going to go for different accents.
This is like the fucking, you know what I mean? Yeah, interesting. I've got one. This one's cool. Oh, sorry. Have you guys heard of Ethan Guo or Ethan Go? I don't know where he's from, but this kid, he flies. He's got a little like dodo fucking plane thing. He got arrested because he was trying to do a TikTok challenge where he was going to fly to all 7 continents. And the funny fucker flew to Antarctica, which is illegal. And he flew from Chile to Antarctica and told traffic control that he was a lost plane and had to do an emergency landing type thing. And he's got TikToks on it and shit. And there's a full video of him landing on like an icy ass runway and shit. And then he ends up getting arrested.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you must have a lot of experience flying then if he's doing shit like
Oh
that.
yeah. Like he's a full proper pilot. But I'm not too sure if that was the last destination of his flight.
It sounds like you kind of wanted to get caught. There's no worse outlaw than someone that's TikToking the whole thing. Not that he's an outlaw, but if you're doing anything illegal and you're on TikTok, that's you done, right?
Antarctica's sus, bro. Antarctica, there's something down there.
What do you think? What's your theory?
I don't know, but it's so heavily guarded and like, why? If it's just I don't know. There's something weird there. There's definitely something weird.
So this is super cool, man. Yeah. So
they have kryptonite stored there in their caves.
That's where Superman
ice caves.
lives.
He was arrested in Antarctica for altering his flight plan without notifying air traffic control. He was on a mission to raise $1 million for cancer research. According to the Post, the 19-year-old pilot is flying around the world to all 7 continents to raise money for cancer. The Chinese-American pilot recently took off from Punta Arenas Airport in Chile before modifying his flight plan. However, he did not notify the change of plan to the air traffic control. And then, he gets arrested. And that's it. There's no information on how far he got on his little challenge. So that'd be kind of silly if he had all this cool idea and he went to Antarctica first. You'd think you'd go there last, right? Like as your last destination to tick it all off the bucket list. But I don't know.
Yeah, true. And like, if you're a really trained pilot, you'd know that you have to update them on your change of flight route. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He would have just done it purposefully.
Yeah, of course. He would have done that because you're not allowed to fly to Antarctica. So he would have told him, he would have started flying and then gone, and then just started flying there. He's fucking...
That'd be pretty cool to just go anywhere.
It is a cool hobby.
It's kind of like it's the last kind of thing we have that's just as close as to just teleporting yourself AI like
sounds
Looper.
Cool. It sounds cool when you say it like that until you realize, I want to go over here and it's a fucking 18-hour flight from here. So you're sitting there in the plane for 18 hours, just sitting there like...
You're one of those bombers that bombed Iran.
Stealth bombers?
Yeah.
I've seen a video of a dude who had it's like a single-seater plane that you don't need a license for or nothing. Any of us could just hop in it and start flying. It's like it looks like a go-kart, like those fucking green machine things you used to ride on. It's like that, but a plane version.
As soon as you said you don't need a license for, I was like, I'm out. If someone goes, Joey, hop on this plane, you don't need a license. I'll be like, what the fuck?
Man,
yeah, it's pretty crazy.
This isn't even skyworthy. I was going to say roadworthy.
I'll see if I can. Roadworthy.
Yeah, like this isn't even fucking.
What was it? A picture of this little fucking thing.
The smallest plane I've ever been is when I skydived. That was the smallest plane.
Here I am flying my single seat.
Oh my gosh.
No pilot's license, no registration. Leaving my buddy's airstrip and I'm flying home. So take you guys with me on this 3-minute journey. The sunset flight in the Airlight 103.
What the fuck is going on?
So dangerous, man.
I know. It doesn't look like it fucking should be flying.
That's an accident waiting to happen.
It's like a paraglider thing almost.
You realize he's already a quadriplegic? He already can't walk.
That is a fucking accident waiting to happen.
Look at the landing. It's a 4-mile journey.
4-mile journey. I wonder how high it goes. He's pretty high.
Well, look, that's how high it goes. How can you not need a license for one of these things? You need a license for a car.
Yeah, true. What the
Need a
fuck?
license for that. Crazy.
They'll probably catch up on it though. Like if it becomes that big, I'm sure they'll license it somehow. You know what I mean?
How do they though? I mean, I feel like it's easier to get away in a car and on the ground than it is in the plane. Because as soon as you go up, you have to notify traffic controllers. They know everything. Like any airspace that's shut off or monitored, they know when you're in there.
Yeah.
So it's like almost harder to get away in the sky than it is on foot or in a car.
I'm going to give you the fucking crazy one. Have you guys heard of the dude who got trapped in between 2 rocks in these rapids? He was stuck there for 24 hours and then they couldn't get him out because his leg was that jammed under the rock. They had to chop his leg off to get him out.
It's like the James Franco fucking movie. The
Valdez.
27 hours.
92 or whatever.
I'm not going to say his last name because I'm not going to be able to say that. But Valdez fell into the Franklin River. It triggered an extraordinary rescue mission that pushed everyone to the brink. He went to jump from one rock. Here's the video of it actually right there. He goes to jump. And it's just like it's
on video.
It's just like a simple slip, right? But look where he gets wedged. Like that is so he's stuck in there, right?
God. That could happen to anyone.
Apparently his left leg jams in a narrow gap between 2 boulders. My friends tried to tied ropes around me and tried pulling me out, but the leg was so tightly wedged that the efforts were fruitless. Around 13 tons of water per second are flowing down the river and pouring onto him. This was the beginning of a 24-hour ordeal.
Holy shit.
And where did this happen? Is this in Australia?
Should have put some margarine or some fucking honey on his legs.
That's insane. Is it in Australia? So he's an experienced adventurer. He's 66 years old. He's traveled around the world multiple times, doing different rivers, stuff like that. Wow, this was in Australia. Yeah, wow.
So they cut off his leg?
Yeah.
They give him a peg now or something? What's he got?
I think it was like,
Yeah, surely by now they have
Is he in a wheelchair?
They have some mad metal legs.
so the water's only 10 degrees Celsius. So he's trapped in there basically chest deep. Over the next 5 hours, police, paramedics, doctors, and swift water rescues are winched into the remote scene. They use spreaders, hydraulics, and airbags in a bid to create space between the two boulders. They even drilled a tripod into the rocks to create a pulley system to shift his body in various directions.
At this point, how long does all that take?
Couldn't they just destroy the rock if they're drilling holes into it and shit? Couldn't they just smash it to fucking smithy?
Like a big fucking
When you're
jackhammer
smashing
or
it,
something?
when you're
Yeah,
smashing it, though, it's probably doing more damage to his leg.
Possibly.
You know what I mean?
But he cut it off in the end anyway.
Yeah, true.
Fuck it.
Yeah, like you better fucking make sure my leg's not savable before you. Like, if you're
Sledgehammer.
opting to cut my leg off, I'm like, have you exerted all other options?
Have you tried
Like,
everything?
imagine they're halfway hacking through. He goes, "Oh, we haven't tried this," and you're
They
like,
pull
"What
him
the
out.
fuck?"
He's got half a leg cut off.
Yeah.
I just want to see who does the fucking cutting and how do you chop the leg off when it's under a rock in water like that?
Well, I'm sure
Yeah.
there's the paramedics over there and shit. That
Paramedics, one of them gets dressed in scuba diving equipment, and they do the operation from underneath the water. Sir, I'm just going to suck your cock while your leg's trapped in here. It relaxes your muscles, and when you ejaculate, your leg's muscles condense and contract, so therefore it forms a bigger space in between you and the rock.
he's not even a worker. He's just a random guy who's walking past.
Who is this guy?
Like, what do they use to chop the leg off? Like just a big
I'm thinking
knife?
a hacksaw.
Yeah, probably what they use in surgery when they amputate. The
not a
paramedics are
hacksaw.
there.
Yeah, like a little circ saw even. But they have
A
like
screwdriver and a rusty fucking spoon.
No. So
Rusty
there's no paramedics there. There was only one guy who had
I
some.
thought it
type-
just said the paramedics and shit showed up for hours. On
No, this
trying
was
to-
after. So while they're trying to rescue him, they're in the middle of a remote fucking river. No one they got to wait ages.
But so they cut off his leg and he was still trapped.
No, so there was only one paramedic there who was amongst one of the adventurers.
Yeah,
That's
so
why
then
I'm trying to figure out how they cut his leg off.
Ask the AI, you would have got an answer by now. So how did they cut off whatever his name is, a leg?
I'm thinking of like a saw, a spinning blade,
Like a drop saw.
but a hand one. Like you can have little hand ones that you can just carry, like a grinder. Oh. Surely not,
a
right?
samurai sword.
I brought this katana from home.
Oh, so apparently they knocked him out with ketamine in the water.
Okay.
What the fuck? And then they just start
Hacking at his leg.
Eating him.
Okay, no. So they would, yeah. So there's a
They date
paramedic
raped him.
arrives after 24 hours.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, use the ketamine to knock this guy out, chop his fucking leg out, chop his leg off, and then they pull him out of the hole with one less.
And then
leg.
when he sobers up, he's missing a leg.
Holy shit! But imagine that though. Do you want to die?
What a terrible come down that would be.
What are you doing? Are you dying? Are we leaving you here, or are we chopping your leg off?
Oh God, how high up as well? Not that it matters. You either got a quad or you don't.
No, it'd be below. It said below the knee.
Below the knee. That's
you-
not so bad. At least you got your quad.
But like, do you believe in that phantom shit? Like, if someone was to hit his stub, not immediately, but over time, like, do you think that limb is there? Do you believe in that shit? I'm saying it like it's some fucking taboo supernatural thing, but it's so weird, right? Because they would think they're used to having the bottom half of their leg, so when they're walking around,
Yeah, take you a while
they
to
feel
get
like
used to
they're-
it. Yeah.
Well, isn't that true? Haven't they done studies where they have like a sheet up and it's someone that you put your hands on either side or something and they pretend they hit the fucking hand with a hammer or some shit and then you feel it?
Oh,
Isn't that
I don't know
phantom
that.
thing, that phantom pain.
It makes sense, man.
But But yeah, that's fucking wild. Poor bloke, 66 years old too.
In Australia as well. And apparently the whole time there was the report saying that everyone was surprised how calm he was. Like he was just, sitting there like...
There was this one guy at Tesco training gym I used to train at, and there was this Islander guy, and he had one leg, but he had like the metal leg from his just under his knee down. And when we would do rows and shit, instead of leaving the leg on, because when you go for rows, you're going so close to the machine and your legs are constantly bending all the way up, bending, pushing. He'd take his metal leg off. So he would just go ham, bro, on this rower, like munching it with one leg. One leg. And I'm looking over and I'm struggling. And he's like going probably quicker than me. And he was doing box jumps on one leg.
What?
Box jumps on one leg.
Wow.
Box jumps, yeah. But like, I don't know whether that's because the metal leg can't, even though it's...
You can't jump with a metal leg.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? And maybe if you had the iRobot, eventually they'll be able to have the limbs that are like...
Yeah.
But right now, it's literally just a hinging point. So I think those movements, but it was trippy, bro, because he must have had one leg for a while because he kind of knew his way around.
Yeah.
They
They adjust to that life,
Yeah.
I reckon, like fucking crazy.
And it's going to make that one leg so much bigger, you'd think, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, 100%. I've got my last one. Did you guys see the latest shark attack in New South Wales?
I heard about this.
16-year-old boy, a volunteer surf lifesaver, saves a boy bitten by a shark on Sunday. He managed to kick the animal. Now, the video is insane because, look at Joey.
There's a video of everything these days.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
So Dylan probably won't be able to see that, but Joey, see how close they are to the shore? That's the shark fin just there.
Well, that's right there. That must drop off. That must drop off right there.
So experts are saying that there's more than likely the shark must have mistaken
That's about
the boy
4 meters
for
from
a seal.
That's 4 meters from the...
That kind of makes sense. So when the shark's probably thinking it's a seal chasing it to the shore, but then the argument is that area, do they even have fucking seals in that area? We do have seals in Australia.
Sometimes they, like whales do. I know whales do this. Whales go to run away from things. Sometimes that's how they get beached. They or maybe not whales, but maybe dolphins as well. But I've seen that happen on not in person, of course, but videos where they try to run up swim up out of the water, and they get kind of like beached a little bit because they try to get out of harm's way.
The boy is recovering in a Gold Coast hospital with wounds to his right arm and leg after he was bitten multiple times swimming off Norris Headland at Cabarita Beach on Sunday afternoon. It is only recent.
What kind of shark is that fucking thing?
They don't know.
Tiger, bull.
They look like a pussy shark. That's a little fucking...
It's the new pussy shark. The mouth is just pussy lips.
That's a reef shark.
Pussy shark. It doesn't bite you. It just sucks you.
That's how the lights got me down while the factory the wound.
I'm going scuba sea diving for pussy sharks.
Yeah, apparently the boy was super calm during the whole thing. Someone who kind of had an idea of first aid made like a tourniquet out of a shirt to try stop the bleeding.
Did he lose a limb?
No.
Just a big chunk.
A surfer who was in the water during the attack said he saw a 2-meter bull shark in the area.
Bull shark.
But initially, it's always bull sharks, bro. A great white.
They're the most aggressive, apparently.
Yeah, a bull shark will try to attack you.
Yeah.
Great whites only do it because they mistake you for food.
But they're way more menacing. Isn't that weird? Like if you said who's the most dominant and like
you think great white. White. If I seen a great white in the water, I'd shit my fucking pants because they just look like menacing beasts. But no, it's the bull shark you want to be fucking scared of because they're gonna see you and they're gonna fucking attack you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm scared of any shark. I'm not fucking analysing and saying what kind of shark is that. I'm fucking dipping straight away.
Me and Tori are trying our second time to go.
I see a dolphin run out of the water.
We're going shark cage diving for the second time. So we didn't see any the first time in Port Lincoln, but now then they gave us half price off our next trip. So now next year we're going, the end of this year, around November-ish, we're going to Port Lincoln again for our second attempt to see great whites. I can't wait to be in that cage. Last time it didn't happen. It was annoying, but that's what are you going to do, right? It's not like they clock in, clock out. They're fucking creatures, right? So there's some days you just don't see them, but I'm waiting for that time where... Because when you're in the cage, you have the bars. You're not supposed to hold on to those bars. There's a railing that's this far in, about 20 centimeters in from that cage, and that's the handrail where you walk along, and you got weighted vest on, so you can stay on the bottom of the cage. You walk along, you hold that. You don't hold that because people hold that, and then they
Shark
come up.
eat your hand.
Yeah, And it's like people think because they look there, oh, they're not there. It's like people don't think that they come from the bottom. So people aren't even looking down. It's like if you put your arms out, that thing comes up from the bottom.
Chop your arm off.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So people don't realize half the time they come from the bottom. So they're just your arms are going to get fucking like ripped off if you even like venture outside the cage, you know? But yeah, I'm really excited to go back. Last time we didn't see anything, like I said, but you could just see, like, I was imagining, I'd look out into the deep blueness that's the ocean, right?
Scary,
Yeah, and I'm like, you can only see 10, 15, maybe 10 meters in front of you. And it's not like it's black nothingness, it's blue nothingness.
Yeah.
You know, but it's not like the streets at night where you can't see, there's no streetlights. It's like, you're not that far down, but there's still blue nothingness.
Yeah.
And then the rays of sun are piercing through, and I just couldn't wait to see. I imagined seeing the front body, and you see the fins, like front on. You know what I mean? Like just the ever moving vessel that's the great white that never fucking. When it sleeps, it's still going, but it's just going slower. And then it's eating, and then it's shitting, and then it fucks, and then it just goes for fucking 100 years or more.
That'd be cool, man. That'd be so cool. I love the fucking ocean.
Yeah, I'm that weirdo that if I walk past a shark doco, I'm like, all right, what do we got? You know?
Yeah. It is fascinating to me, but I'm so scared of it.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like I said, I'd rather like go skydiving than scuba diving. That's how scared I am of the water. It's fucking scary. Like especially when you see the TikToks of like dudes who go spearfishing by themselves and shit, and it's just like them just fishing. There's fish everywhere, and then. You don't even see the shark until it's in your face.
Yeah, and it's already seen you for ages.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then this guy's trying to like shoot it with its spear gun. I'm like, bro, you are a nutcase, bro. I would not
It
even.
hears your vibrations from fucking miles away, you know? Like
yeah, that thing has been stalking you for kilometers.
I don't know whether that would be. Sometimes I think I'd love to have some like pick of like predator, like not. That's so funny. I was going to say, have a pick of predatory instincts.
Gosh. Jesus Christ.
I have a pick of like animalistic instincts that are like, you know how dogs have the extra sense of smell, right?
Yeah.
But then you have sharks with the vibrations and the sound. Living in the society we live in, that would be probably more annoying unless you can turn it on and off. That'd be cracker. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be mad to be just this full, you know what I mean? Like Mission Impossible fucking Tom Cruise dude that can just hear everything when he wants to, see everything when he wants to.
You probably wouldn't want to have great smell all the time.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You go to a swingers party, you just smell sweat and cum dripping off the walls, or you just go to the gym and someone drops a fart in front of you from across the squat rack.
Protein fart.
Yeah.
Did you watch the fight?
Yeah.
Tapuria,
bro.
What a man.
Tapuria now in his last 3 fights has knocked out Alex Volkanovski, Max Holloway, and Oliveira.
And that was a good
knockout.
Good knockout, bro.
And he didn't get damaged once. He didn't get any damage. I love
the way he slips and shit. Like he full like fucking I'm full brawler. Like
And when he threw that punch, he copped Oliveira on the first half of the punch, which is the strongest part of the punch. It's not even on the very end. When he hit him, his hand was still there. And he followed through.
And then he pushed him over.
And then on the way down, he cracks him again.
Yeah.
And then he cracks him, like, insane, man. And that's Charles Oliveira. Fair enough, you can say what you want. A lot of people go, oh, no, Charles it's only the back end of his career. It's like, no.
He has copped a lot. He always cops a lot.
He has. But people are going to say that about Max Holloway as well, you know? But the thing is, you can't say that because you can't take it away from Ilya. He'd done it regardless. But I will admit, he's on the back end of his career. It will be interesting. And I hate how Conor McGregor, he puts his 2 cents in and he's like, oh, well done, Ilya, you fucking this and that. But he wasn't even being aggressive. He was just being like normal for once on Twitter or whatever. But like,
normal for once.
I don't want to hear from Conor unless he's fighting. That's where I'm at with Conor.
He's not going to ever.
He's not. So then I don't give a fuck.
He's trying to run for president of fucking Ireland.
Of Ireland, yeah. Okay. Maybe cell block 1 or something. I don't know.
He's going to fight Paddy. The whole Paddy thing is weird.
Ilya's going to kill Paddy.
Yeah, I know.
But unless Paddy...
I don't like that.
Unless Paddy gets him to the ground, and even then, Ilya's not bad on the ground either, you know?
I don't really like either. I guess, obviously, in this situation, it's worked out. But I'm not a big fan of when the fighter moves up a division, they instantly get the title shot of that division. I feel like they should have a fight or two against, like, maybe the number 1 contender in that division or one of the top dudes, before they get the title shot. Because now he's moved up a division and he's already the champion. You know what I mean? Like in the first fight, he's a champion. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like in a new division, you should
prove yourself again.
Prove at least one fight. Fight the top
when you
contender
prove
before
it,
the
but when you beat it, then you can just say,
that's what I'm saying.
Like, knocked out the champ.
Exactly. Like, but do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's kind of, it takes away the like
Conor
the
McGregor
juice a
started
little
that.
bit. Like,
Conor McGregor started that.
Yeah.
The
Like-
2-belt champ.
Yeah.
He started it.
yeah, I don't know. I didn't.
So you
really
can thank him for that, you
like-
fucking.
You move up,
idiot.
and then it's all this hype about you
idiot.
moving up, and he's already the champ. Like the hype's gone.
Yeah.
He's the champ now. It's like
Well, the hype is also, it's not just winning the belt for
It's
me.
the defenses.
The hype is also the defense. Because
Defenses,
how
yeah.
long can
Can
you
you
be great
hold
for?
it? Yeah.
You know, that's the biggest thing.
And there was a lot of like Islam moved up too, didn't he? Islam and then Ilya and it's heating up a little bit.
Yeah, well, I can't wait for the Dustin Poirier versus Max Holloway fight.
I want to
That's
see
gonna be
Aspinall
insane.
fight.
Yeah, because he's been in the wings for a while. John Jones
Mm.
basically just fucking went laters.
Fuck this shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that. I don't know. I don't think he'll be rusty at all. I think he'll just come back even angry. I reckon he'll fight angry a little bit. He'll want to really prove himself and just get him back into the wing. He hasn't lost, but I feel like you would feel
You'd be
like you've
hungry.
lost because you're like,
So much time wasted.
yeah, you know what I mean?
Who's Volk gonna fight next? Do they know? Have they?
I assume they give him someone that's young and hungry and ready to prove themselves. Not too young and hungry, but someone that's like gonna break into the top 15. I feel like at the very least you got to give him that.
I don't think he'll hold the belt for long, Volk. I feel like you'll lose it pretty soon. He's too old, man. He's getting.
Yeah, no, I see Volk retiring and relinquishing the belt.
Oh, he
Yeah.
might do that. Yeah,
He's too old, man. He makes YouTube videos now.
He makes cooking and
like
shit.
cooking and hunting
See,
videos.
unfortunately-
It's actually pretty good videos.
No, it
too.
is.
Like,
It is.
it's
I'm
good
not
content.
saying that like you can't have your own fucking thing. And some fighters actually get into commentating for the sport as well. But even if not, he's a good cook. He makes the videos.
Yeah.
But the thing is, when you spend time doing that, as you know, with music and the podcast and this and that, and trading, what you put your time into, right? It always takes away from something else.
100%.
Right? Now, when you that's like Connor. He got so much money where, of course, I probably would have been guilty of having, a few benders and this and that, and maybe
A few scandals.
Well, maybe hopefully without the scandals, but the bendering and you have a big night and someone gets you off your face and you're like, oh fuck, But when you kind of like you can tell when someone has lost the focus when you see them for the wrong reasons in the news. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like, hey, that's not what got you to the dance. But even though Volk is doing these mad videos, I remember one time I was hungover on TikTok and I did one of those things where, like a while ago, where I was like sending hate because I was feeling bad about myself. You know how I was saying sometimes like, and I remember he posted something about cooking a burger. I'm like, mate, get in the octagon. I literally went, mate, get in the octagon. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, he's just been head kicked by Islam, and I've never had a fight in my life, and I'm telling this guy to fight.
Sitting on the couch eating Doritos.
Yeah, man.
You want to? I've actually got one more. This one's morbid. We always end. We want to end morbidly. Fuck it.
You fuck it. Let's go.
But it is news, man. It's fucking news.
It's news.
Did you guys see the Idaho gunman whose sniper killed 2 firefighters in America? Of course, in Idaho.
Why?
Apparently, he started a brush fire to lure the firemen there, and then shoots them in the fucking face.
Wow.
Fucked up, bro. 2
They
firefighters.
lured.
Frank Harwood and John Morrison were killed, and a third was injured after Wes Rowley shot at them as they arrived at a blaze at a Canfield mountain just north of Coeur d'Alene on Sunday. Authorities say Rowley deliberately lit the fire to send emergency services to the area. The motive of the attack still unclear. After an hours-long standoff, a police SWAT team discovered a dead man identified as Rowley close to where the attack took place.
I think it's just some twisted cunt who wanted to shoot people with a sniper.
I think Tori's right, honestly. I feel like women don't do this sort of thing.
They don't.
They really don't.
They don't.
The grandfather said that the grandson Rowley had been in contact to get a job at the fire department and wanted to be a part of a team that he sort of idolized. He loved firefighters.
Wow.
So it makes no sense
How
as to
the
why
turns have
he
tabled.
shoots them.
So he's autistic.
So maybe he. My hypothesis is detective.
denied.
He gets denied a job. Obviously, mentally not there. Goes off the rails and goes, "I'm gonna fucking kill these guys." Case solved.
Imagine if Trump's assassin had this guy's accuracy.
Ugh.
Imagine being this much of a loser where you throw your life away
Yeah, for that.
for the sake of killing someone else.
Yeah.
yeah.
Your life's ruined now.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
You
For
like
what?
do
And the
something
motive
else.
And there's no motive. And even if there was,
Like, yeah.
What motive do you have? Like, what motive is there to do that?
You see this so often where someone has a grudge and they go out and they do a horrific, act of terrorism or something, and they take innocent people's lives, and then the rest of their life is ruined. Do something else. Go in the woods. Live as a fucking nomad. Be a monk. Do something. Instead of killing someone just because you're angry in the moment and then you're rotten in prison or dead.
Well, he's dead. It appears that he's shot himself.
Now he's dead. So. But like, what's the alternative? You're rotting in prison and you're probably looking at yourself going, fuck, I probably shouldn't have done that. I was angry and I fucking reacted.
Yeah, like there's post-nut clarity after sex with someone you shouldn't have fucked, but then there's killing someone.
That's probably worse.
Of course, you know what I mean? Unless how it depends how ugly the girl is. No. But like seriously, like at what point are you like it makes you wonder in those situations, did he do that knowing he was going to off himself, or he didn't realize either the repercussions, or he didn't realize how bad he would feel after, or did he just think before? Did he act before he thought? I wonder if it's predetermined.
He probably knew he was going to kill himself.
So
he's like, fuck it. That's what makes him worse.
I can't believe this fucking. How can you get that angry that you're going to go, I'm killing someone?
I'm such a short. I can have a short fuse from time to time. But the thing is, I can't hold a grudge. I'm the worst person. If I have a problem with someone, depends how bad it is. If it's a problem that's a first world problem, it's emotions taking control first. I can get heated to myself and be like, when I see that guy later, fucking blah blah blah. A few hours pass, and I'm more like,
I'm alright.
What am I angry over?
Or I'm just getting angry just so I can like follow through with the thought of me getting angry. But I don't know, man.
This guy gets an email, says, sorry, you've been rejected from the fire. Closes his laptop, he's stewing, runs, finds a sniper rifle, runs, gets a fucking flint and steel, runs out to a bush, he's still stewing, he's still angry, lights a fucking fire, calls the fucking fire department. By the time they fucking come, so you know what I mean? Like, he's held this fucking anger
for like a solid hour or so.
Probably, more days and weeks and fucking
the two people that he killed, I doubt they were the ones that went,
no. Yeah, exactly. It never is. It's like the Columbine shooting. Remember those two kids in like the 90s, like the first big school shooting, the Columbine kids in America. Those two kids, they shot up the school in like the 90s, right? They did that. I think they both died or killed themselves at the scene. Look how much time has passed. They would be, they were like almost 20 back then, teenagers. Now they'd be fucking, 30, 40 years old, living a life. They'd probably have, a wife and kids. But no, they were angry at their school or whatever the reason they fucking did it. Killed or shot up a bunch of kids, and now their life's gone. Waste of life.
Or they could have been on crack for the rest of their lives and selling their ass for cash on the corner.
Who knows? But at least they'd be doing something and not dead.
Yeah.
It's not worth. You need to transmute your anger, put it into something else, make some music, ride a horse, do something, man. It's terrible. 100%.
It's very fucking sad, man. Like, seriously, again, two innocent people, cop the repercussions of like a little fucking this little virgin.
It's like going off with the person in Macca's drive-thru for fucking up your order. They weren't the one that did the thing that you're pissed off about. Obviously, it's way worse, but I'm just saying.
I saw a fucked up thing too. I hate seeing this shit. Pisses me off, man. Like, it was a car speeding. This happened, I don't know where. In Newtown. Car speeding.
Oh yeah, I've seen this. Yeah,
speeding in, taking over the lanes. Crash. Boom. Family of 5 in hospital.
Yeah,
because this fucking dumbass. Some probably fucking, who knows, cool guy, big fat chain.
As if you don't see that, get out. And, as if you don't belt the fuck out of him. As if I seen that, I'd get out the car and be like, bro, and just fucking start clobbering him. I wouldn't give a fuck. That's so fucked
Those
up,
speeding
man.
ones make me sick when they like kill people and you see the footage and they're speeding like just ridiculous. And it's like, what do you think's going to happen? And it's like, any of us could be driving. Any of our family could have been in the other car.
That's why when you're driving, man, I always say this to my freaking fiance, man. Don't just like drive. Like, be fucking vigilant.
Present.
Like, even if you got a green light, don't just fucking go. Like, when I get a green light, I just look.
Yeah.
What if there's some fucking cocksucker trying to get that late as like that orange? It's fucking red for a solid 2 seconds, and he tries to. I'm not going to be the fucking another statistic to some other piece of shit.
That's like my old man. He was going through the intersection at Mulgoa Road across from where Spurs used to be, where KFC is. Panthers.
Yep.
And he was going towards Peachy. Yeah. But then Jemison Road was that way. He was going, and he was at the very front, right? And no one was really behind him or anything. It was like late at night. and the light was red, right? It went green, and just as it went green, he dropped his glasses case. So instead of going, he's like this, and then just as he went to bend down, he looked up, and someone's like, you know what I mean, like straight through. And he literally, because my dad's the most patient driver, instead of just going, he's like looked, no one was there. He knew it was at his feet gonna get in the way. So he's like,
bro, that's the burnt toast theory.
Yeah.
Have you heard the burnt toast?
No.
Bro, never get angry that you burn the toast, bro, because those few seconds that you spend trying to recook the toast is happening for a fucking reason, bro. That's why don't rush out the house. If you spill your coffee, don't get angry at it. Just go back, remake another one. There's a reason why
things happen.
He's burnt. Tell him I said this. Burnt toast. Him making that decision to just go, fuck it. I don't care if someone's behind me anyway. I'm going to grab my glasses.
Yeah.
Could have saved his fucking life.
Yeah,
that is
100%.
insane. Burnt toast theory, man. Google that shit.
That's it.
That is awesome, bro. Fuck yeah.
That's what you want to hear.
That is awesome.
I'm joking. He actually drove in and got hit, and now he's dead. So I just
we had to end it more morbid. There was a light at the end of the tunnel.
and I just closed it now.
Bro, let's end on the burnt toast theory. Man, guys, remember, minor inconveniences, right? The parrot's going to talk to you in riddles. Don't get angry at those inconveniences because that's the burnt toast theory. Everything happens for a reason. Whether you believe that or not, it happens for a reason.
Even if you can't see it yet.
Exactly right. I love that shit. Guys, thank you as always. Remember, follow the new socials. FireCast TikTok, FireCast YouTube, FireCast Instagram. I'm officially back on Instagram, you fucking little nerds. Let's fucking go.